The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your SuperChats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Today, we are addressing the top burning questions for the New York Jets ahead of the 2024 season. We will do that with a first-time guest. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
They don't believe that they're the same old Jets.
I am 100% not falling for them again.
I think you've got a guy that's in love with the sport of football, and it was taken away from him.
I think it's going to be a mess.
He is in a point of life where he understands the pressure.
This team is in a position to win a championship.
3 games in 11 days to start.
I think they have the best roster arguably in the division.
Whether you love me or hate me, we are must-watch TV. Everybody knows that.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. Happy Monday. Happy third day of June. Welcome in, everybody. Before we get started, reminder, today is the final day. You can let me know if you're interested in attending the Asmaniac Jets-Texans group buy for the Thursday night game on Halloween between CJ Stroud and the Texans and Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. You have to be a Patreon member, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Join the Discord, message me there, message me on Patreon, and tell me how many tickets you need reserved so we can give the Jets an accurate head count. Today's the last day to let me know. Once again, all the info is linked in the description, but it's patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Joining us right now is someone I am a huge fan of. He's been on Channel 2 as the lead sports anchor forever here in New York City. He is the host of Late Night Jets, also on CBS Channel 2. The great Steve Overmyer joins us right now. Steve, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Hope all is well.
Thanks for that enthusiastic introduction, Jake. Good to have you. Good to be on the show with you, man. I'm seriously. I've been watching your show, and I think I want the viewers to know what I told you earlier, which is I just think that you have such a well-informed opinion on this team, and I feel like it is a very balanced approach to it. And you bring in super smart guests who are bringing it or who are adding to the situation and making it a bigger show. So me withstanding, of course, but still, I appreciate you allowing me to come on with you, man.
I'm excited, man. You do a great job, obviously. And for those who don't know, Steve does a show every single Sunday night after Jets games with former Jet Jay Fiedler, who could break down the position as well as anyone, and it's always a great watch. Yeah,
we hope that it's an informed post-game show with the Jets. That's how we hope it's viewed. Jay Fiedler on Jets Late Night just brings such a level of intelligence. I mean, this man is an Ivy Leaguer, and he played in the NFL. He has such a vast array of knowledge on every position that it was such an amazing find to be able to get him to join our staff and to be able to shine a spotlight on him every Sunday night. I may be the host, but as you probably found out, it's easier to be the host because all I'm doing is the one asking questions. He's the one that has to provide the material for the whole thing. So it's definitely enlightening, and I feel like I learn a lot every Sunday night with him.
Yep, no doubt. And you definitely do if you watch the show. So that definitely comes across to the viewer as well. We want your opinions today, though, Steve. We want your take on the New York Jets. So the Jets will have another, not minicamp, but OTA practice available for the media tomorrow. Robert Saleh will speak there. So we'll get some good insight and information like we always do every week this time of year. But big picture, how do you look at this team going into there? Should Jet fans be confident that what happened last year is in the past. Aaron's back, and this team has a legitimate chance to contend, to not just be a playoff team, but actually be in the Super Bowl conversation.
Yeah, I think that all of the expectations that we had for the Jets last season are carried over to this season. I mean, let's be honest, they have a top 5 roster in the NFL. There are high expectations for what this defense is bringing to the table. The weaknesses that were exposed last year, which is, number one, lack of depth at quarterback, have been addressed. Lack of depth at offensive line, we hope, have been addressed. There's still a lot of question marks with this team, just like there is with any NFL team. But I think the expectations should be as high as they were in the past. And, let's be honest, that's the best part about this time of year with the OTAs. It's kind of a chance for all Jets fans to kind of get a little excited about what's in front of them, because, I mean, we've been starved for good news, but we also know just how fragile that that positive spirit can be. I think in talking to the Jets fans before Monday Night Football last year, most of them super excited, but there was this one guy, Frank West, like one of the super fans, who just says, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I've already booked my trip to Las Vegas. And he was there, by the way. We ran into him out there in Vegas when we were at the Super Bowl. So, that is a Jets fan. Cautiously optimistic, but man, all in. I love that.
No doubt. That's definitely well said. I mean, look, to me, the worst has already happened, right? I mean, no one could have predicted, even if you're the most negative Jet fan out there, and there's plenty, on the opening drive of the year, Rodgers would have a season-ending injury. But he now is coming off this injury. So to me, like, the top question with this team, Steve, is, what version of Aaron Rodgers are we getting this year? Will Aaron Rodgers return to form in 2024?
I think the anticipation is absolutely yes. I mean, I get that he's 40 years old, but Tom Brady played until 45, and still at a high level, winning Super Bowls at that level. I mean, Tom Brady actually proved the value of accuracy. And when you have a quarterback that knows how to read a defense and can be accurate, he can be immobile if he wants to be. But Aaron Rodgers has a little mobility. Even if he's reduced to the level of mobility of Dan Marino, where you just prop him up in the backfield and let him fling the ball, you're not going to take away his intelligence. He has that accuracy. We saw that in the OTAs. So yeah, absolutely, there is a belief. That the question really is, how will this offense cater to him? Like, are we going to see an offense like Nathaniel Hackett and him had back at Green Bay? If you think that that's what this team is going to be putting out there, then you're living in the past, because things change in the NFL so quickly. You can't take the offense that you created 3 years ago and recycle it and turn it into what it is right now. That's why you don't see many coaches leaving the game, coming back and having immediate success. Sean Payton, a perfect example of that. So what you're going to see, I think, from this year's Jets is going to be more of a run-based offense, strong defense that plays from ahead and knows how to play from ahead. And you've got a quarterback that can beat you at 3 different levels: short, medium, long, when the defense sucks up to try to stop the run. And think about that. How many times have we heard that in the past few years, where you say, the defense is just daring the Jets quarterback, fill in the blank, to beat them with his arm? Well, now, God willing, he stays healthy. The Jets have a quarterback that will be able to beat them with their arm. And, again, knocking on wood, even if the worst happens, Tyrod Taylor has that ability as well. So there is a confidence, a greater sense of confidence now in the quarterback position, not only obviously with Aaron Rodgers, but with Taylor behind him.
It's well said. And to me, like, they're just better equipped to handle, a traditional, if you will, quarterback injury. Like, if Aaron Rodgers sprains his ankle and has to miss 3 games, there's a scenario where Tyrod Taylor could definitely go 2-1, if not 3-0 with this team around him. So, like, that alone, they're better equipped to handle, like, just a normal quarterback injury.
Yeah, without a doubt. And let's be honest, he also brings the extra element of movement to the table, and that changes how defenses have to respect what the team can do on the offensive side. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of teams, look, the passing game has become so prevalent in the NFL in the past few years. This is a copycat league, and every team wants to do exactly that. But defenses have started to pick up on that as well. So I think the Jets are going to be able to see a lot of light boxes this year, and they have the manpower to create a power run offensive game plan with a vertical attack when they try to bring too many people down in the box. So I think the pieces are all in place right now for this offense. How fragile those pieces are, that's the question.
You mentioned the running game. Look, I think Breece Hall's year to non-Jet fans is like flying under the radar what he did last year. He was on a rep count at the beginning coming off the injury, sharing carries with Dalvin Cook behind an offensive line that was one of the worst in the league, 13 combinations and 17 gains because of all the injuries and ineffective play. Nathaniel Hackett admitted after the Giants game, he didn't realize how good Breece Hall even was as a receiver out of the backfield, and he still finished second in the NFL in scrimmage yards behind Christian McCaffrey. I think there's a chance if Breece is healthy, as you alluded to, he might be the best back in football. What are your thoughts on Breece entering year 3 with the Jets?
I think there is a legitimate chance that Breece Hall could be putting up an MVP campaign this year. This style of offense, you read what the Jets have done this offseason with how they've built this offensive line. The guys that they've brought in have been run-first type of offensive linemen. This team, I think, wants to run between the tackles, outside the tackles, and the fact that Breece Hall has that ability, I mean, it's not just the zone run scheme. I think, I watched on one of your episodes, you had a guest do a great breakdown on inside runs, outside runs, zones, or ISO, how those man matchups work out for the Jets. And what Breece Hall is specifically really good at is breaking into open space and making one guy miss. If instead of the zone blocking scheme, they have the more of a power run scheme, he gets through that first line of defense. We know that he has breakaway speed. There is a good chance that he could lead the league in, 40 plus runs this year, which, by the way, the Jets weren't very good at in the last couple of years. The big play busting type of offensive playmaker that the Jets fans have been longing for. Well, you got 2 of those guys, one on the outside, one behind center, they can hand the ball off to. So, yeah, I think that this is going to be a massive year for Breece Hall. I think it's safe to be confident in what we expect out of him this year.
Speaking of confidence, where are you at with the head coach of the team? A lot of people believe Robert Saleh has been dealt a bad hand. He, deserves a year with Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. And then there's a lot of Jet fans at the end of last year who don't like the coach, wanted them to move on. And it just feels like now year 4 in the league, it's such an important year for Robert Saleh. How do you feel about Saleh entering the season?
He's been given all the grace that he's been afforded, and that's about all that he's going to get at this point. If things fall apart, worst case scenario, this is going to be the last year for probably both Joe Douglas and Coach Saleh. But we have yet to see what he is when he does have that full roster. How this team, you can see how fired up he gets. Remember the receipts comment? You know how the team rallied around that receipts comment? He has this ability of almost like a college football coach has the ability to rile up the troops, if you will. And I think that can go a long way. Not all the way, but I think that that's an important element to try to get the most out of these players. It's about, accountability and pride. He's doing it the right way. He's building it from the inside, and he's holding guys accountable when they make mistakes. And he's not afraid to pull a guy that they paid multi-millions of dollars for and put him on the bench. Alan Lazard is a perfect example of that. So we've seen examples of how he's been able to coach the right way. The next question is going to be, how does he handle the adjustments of the NFL? We know that Coach Saleh has an uncanny ability to spot talent on the defensive side of the ball, specifically on the defensive line. I mean, my goodness. I mean, you don't, his resume of defensive linemen that he's found and he's built and he's created is a deep roster right there. So we know that he can do that side of things. The next step is still yet to come for him. And I think that it's still a learning process for him and trying to figure out exactly what that offense is going to look like and how that team kind of comes together. But nonetheless, he definitely has the ability to be the right guy. But I think ultimately it's going to come down to wins and losses. And it's prove it time. You know, it's one of those we are going to have to wait and see. It's right in front of us, though.
Robert Sala is actually watching the show, Steve. He writes in, I'm building culture here.
There you go. Coach Sala is here. All right, Coach. Welcome to the show. See, well, I mean, you have the #1 Jets YouTube channel for a reason. Coach Sala's here.
Yep, there you go. I appreciate it, Steve. All right, another question I wanted to get your thoughts on is, just this defense as a whole. We know how good they have been the last couple of years, despite quarterback play, but they did make some changes to this defense this offseason, right? They're obviously expecting Will McDonald to take a step. Hassan Reddick is replacing Bryce Huff, and as of now, we're I think feeling good about Reddick, but he hasn't actually shown up to OTAs just yet. Maybe he wants a new contract. Certainly a storyline worth watching there. But as far as the defense goes, they still do return a lot of it. There's some changes up front, as I alluded to. Do you feel like this defense will absolutely maintain its elite level of play?
Absolutely. I do believe that. Again, they have one of the best defensive rosters in the entire NFL. They have Pro Bowlers at every level.
Yep.
They have the best cornerback combination in the NFL. I mean, what Reed did last year, don't sleep on DJ Reed and what he did last year, his pass breakup percentage. And then you go as deep as to Eccles and to Carter. It's a team that is beyond just sauce, and that corner situation is probably the best roster of corners, the best cornerback room probably in the NFL. Now you add a defensive line that is a get after it kind of a defensive line. The emergence of Johnson last year. We hope that McDonald takes that same kind of step this year. Kinlaw to a defensive front along with Williams and Reddick. As much as we hated to lose Huff, Reddick is an upgrade.
Yeah.
He absolutely is an upgrade there. You have Pro Bowler in Quincy Williams in the linebacker and the experience of C.J. Mosley. And let's not forget, Clark is going to be coming back as a safety as well. Look, this is not a team that was patchwork together with duct tape. This is a defense that understands their assignments. They understand what they're supposed to do. And if the offense performs like they're supposed to, this defense at its prime is when they have the lead. When this defense has a lead and can get aggressive, that's when you see them, at their absolute best. So I think the Jets are going to have a lot of leads this year. They're going to be able to pin their ears back. They're going to be able, let's be honest, they didn't blitz a ton last year. They're getting all of that pressure with 4-man rushes, which allows them to drop back as many people in coverage as possible. And that combination of being able to put pressure without adding an extra man makes them a formidable defense. And I don't think that is limited to just the starters. And we saw that last year when starters would go down, other guys would be able to step up and rise to the occasion. And I don't think that's going to change this year.
Steve, getting back to the other side of the ball, the Jets completely revamped their offensive line. In fact, not only did they sign a future Hall of Fame level left tackle in Tyron Smith, they also used their top pick in the first round on his backup for at least going into this season. And Olu Fashanu from Penn State. We know about the trade for Morgan Moses. They signed John Simpson. AVT is back at his natural position. Joe Tippmann in year 2 is the starting center. How do you feel about this offensive line, which, as we covered earlier, a year ago, 1 wasn't very good and 2 was very injured?
Yeah. Look, they have all the pieces, but there's always a question mark with the offensive line. But what NFL team doesn't have a question mark on the offensive line? How many NFL teams are 100% confident in that offensive line? They did what they did last year, as you said, with 13 different lineup combinations. There could very well be a possibility where you're going to have that many lineup combinations. But at least we know that Max Mitchell and Turner and Warren all have some experience if they're being called on. And Fashanu steps in there. Now you've got 4 guys who you feel like your backups aren't at the same level as your starters, but they're not dogs. I mean, they're not guys that are going to be at the bottom of the heap here. Look, if Smith to me has looked great in the OTAs, if Terrence Smith can be what he is, my gosh, that might be, next to Curtis Martin, like one of the greatest free agent signings that the team has had, if he can be at that level. But the question is going to be, how fragile is that offensive line? And I think that, we're going to find out that this team, when they stay together, if they can be, if they can all be healthy, the roster is set for a team that is going to be relying a lot on the running game. They're going to have an offensive line that loves to block. Man, every offensive lineman wants to run block. They don't want to pass block. They want to get after whoever's in front of them, and they've got a lot of guys on this squad that are going to, that want to do that. And it seems like that the coaching staff wants them to do that as well. So I have tepid confidence in the offensive line, with fragility being the main issue. Certainly talent is not the issue with this team.
Were you a fan of the approach they took with Fashanu being the pick over, say, one of the receivers, Brock Bowers? How did you feel about that decision ultimately?
Yeah, 100%. I think that was the right decision, because it signals that these guys, that Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, are looking towards the future. They don't want to be in this position once again. Getting Bowers would have been great for Aaron Rodgers, who loves a tight end, but is he that much of an upgrade over Tyler Conklin? Could be, but we don't know that yet. We don't know what he is. We saw Kyle Pitts looks fantastic in practice, but has Kyle Pitts been the guy that we really expected coming out of college? So just because they were excellent at the collegiate level doesn't mean that they're going to rise to that level. Gronk was not, considered, not many people, I guess, expected him to be at that level, I guess, is what I'm saying. So I think, the ability to go with an offensive lineman, I think what you want to do, how you want to build a team, especially with the draft, is to draft guys that are never going to be available in free agency or via trade. It was a rarity that someone at the level of Smith was available this offseason for the Jets. But if you want to get somebody like that, it used to be the guys that you have to get at the draft are going to be quarterbacks and pass rushers and corners. But those guys are now available in free agency. Those guys are now available through trade. The offensive linemen are the guys, the stud, Pro Bowl, All-Pro, gold jacket wearing offensive linemen are not coming available in anywhere but the draft. So take those swings in the draft. You took a swing with Mekhi Becton, didn't work out. Take another swing. Hopefully this guy will.
Yeah, you can't go wrong taking premium positions. And ultimately, Joe Douglas is not perfect. We understand that. But his approaches in these drafts have been trying to find a quarterback, pass rusher, wide receiver, offensive line. He at least is not doing the Mike McCagnon, let's take 2 safeties in the first and second round one year. Like he's focused on the positions that do matter. That does matter for something.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, that's about availability. And there's so many different avenues that you can improve this roster. The draft has such a narrow focus of ways that you can improve the roster because it opens it up to every position. And now you can start to fill the needs that are completely unavailable in any other methods. And I do love the approach that Joe Douglas has taken. You look at his drafts and, man alive, they have become some excellent drafts. If things go wrong for the Jets this year, there would be a case to be said that it's not Joe Douglas's fault. that Joe Douglas would survive no matter what happens with the Jets this year, because his drafting, his ability to spot talent is and his ability to build out a roster has been absolutely proven true.
Steve, in your career, you've covered a lot of crazy and exciting moments in New York sports. I have a Jet-centric question on that, and then you could go anywhere you want with the follow-up. Give us your most memorable memory working for Channel 2, as long as you have, covering the Jets.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't at the game, but we were watching it from the studio. It was the comeback against the Cleveland Browns a couple of years ago that came out of absolutely nowhere. It was one of those moments where we've watched years and decades of this team faltering, and again, it can't be blamed on, you can't blame previous, lack of success on this current team, but we've just seen it happen over and over again. And when they get the onside, when they get that wide open touchdown, and they make this amazing comeback down, what was it, to 20 some points? I think it was 31-17, maybe with 3.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. I mean, that is it was a death sentence. And when the Jets came all the way back, and Garrett Wilson, little slant on the inside, touchdown. There's one of the guys that I work with, Mike Jimenez, our producer for Jets Late Night, a huge Jets fan. And we usually stay pretty quiet during the game, but when Wilson caught that touchdown, we exploded. I wish there were a camera in there, man. It felt like winning the Super Bowl, and it was just a win over the Cleveland Browns. But it was this moment that you had to feel like that maybe all of the bad things that have happened, the football gods are starting to smile a little bit on the Jets, and maybe this will be the year where the Jets get smiled upon a little bit more. And there might be a little bit of regression to the mean from all the bad things that the Jets have endured. So if that's the case, then I think the football gods owe the Jets one this year.
I love it. All right, follow up on that. You could pick any moment, any game you've been at, press conference, anything you've covered. What's your favorite story you could share with my audience about covering New York sports in your career?
You know what? It was when I was at SNY doing the postgame show for the Jets. The guy that I absolutely loved talking to all the time was Chris Jenkins. Chris Jenkins he always gave sound bites, big jinx. It didn't matter the scenario. He would always give great sound bites. He was waiting in the wings when the Jets had lost a game. I think it might have been to the Detroit Lions in one of the early seasons. And Pete Kendall, who I had known from a previous job in Arizona when he was with the Arizona Cardinals and I was working in Phoenix, I'd known him, so he had no problem coming up and talking to me after the game. And I and I'm like, Pete, what do you think about this game? It was a loss. What do you want from me? He's got this real Boston accent. And I'm like, I'm trying to find some sort of a silver lining. I asked like 3 or 4 questions in a row. And he goes, "We lost the game. What do you want here?" And I said, "Good." And I said, okay. Leon Washington got his first 100-yard game in his career. You guys have to be proud of that. Yeah, good for Leon. Good for Leon. And I'm like, okay, that was Pete Kendall, everyone. And here's Chris Jenkins, who just came in and it saved the day more or less. So I love being able to, just to be able to have those real moments with the players after a game.
That's awesome. If you have a question for Steve, write it in. Super Chats will cut the line. So this is a 2-parter. First, this is from Charles. He's a big-time listener of the show. He super chatted. He goes, "Hey, Jake, hope you're doing well. Anyways, I'm glad you got Steve on as your guest today. I'm a huge fan of his." And then Charles' question to you, Steve. He goes, "Mr. Overmyer," very formal, Charles, "who was your favorite Jets player growing up?"
Wesley Walker.
Nice.
So my dad, I grew up in Indiana, but my dad had us come out to Hofstra one year when I was young. One of his buddies from Vietnam lived out in Long Island, and they visited. So back in the day, God, I can't remember what cereal box it was. They gave out cards that were about this big of each one of the players. And one of them I got was Wesley Walker. And my dad said, he's only got one eye. Now, at that time, I'm thinking, this guy's a cyclops? That's all I thought. He was I was probably 7, 8 years old. We come out to one of the practices at a young age, and he catches a ball on the sidelines, and I see he's got 2 eyes. How does he have 2 eyes? You said he's blind in one eye. He only has use of one eye. But Wesley Walker was definitely my favorite Jets player growing up. And it was because I thought that he was a Cyclops.
That is a great story. Mike L wants to know, which rookie on the Jets do you think will have the biggest impact this season?
I think it's going to be Malachi Corley. I mean, it seems obvious that he's going to be sliding into that slot position. And, Aaron Rodgers loves to throw those mesh routes, cross routes, get guys in open space, and let's see what he can do with it. And from what everybody has told me, from what the players have said, he's just a beast. He's like a Steve Smith. He's going to catch the ball. He is going to initiate contact, and he's going to make guys miss. So he has the ability to take a 5-yard route and turn it into an 80-yard touchdown. I think that he's got the highest likelihood of making an immediate impact on the Jets offense. And, if he does what they're expecting him to do, now you've got 3 receivers that the defense is going to have to pay a close attention to, with a quarterback that can get the ball wherever he wants to put it. That's a formidable offense.
This one is from Dorian. It's an Asmaniac super chat here, and it follows up what Tyrone already asked about that we were going to address on the show. Your thoughts on just the Hassan Reddick situation? Now, all these workouts are voluntary, but he's got a year left on his deal. He might want a new contract. He had said previously that whatever the Jets want to do, I'm just going to play and do my best, but he's not at OTA, so it is notable. Your thoughts on the Reddick situation, Steve?
I'm not worried about the fact that he's not at OTAs right now. I mean, I think what a lot of players learned during COVID was, man, we can do these meetings from home via Zoom, and we don't have to get out there and get physical, and we don't have to push ourselves to the limit. Maybe, and I don't know this about Hassan, but maybe he's one of those guys who just has this super high motor and doesn't know how to go 80%. Maybe he goes 80% at OTAs, takes off a couple of months, and then he comes back in camp, and that's when things become a problem, because that's when guys push it a little too hard. That's when your body hasn't, completely recovered from you pushing it just 2 months earlier. Maybe it's the fact that he is a veteran, and he knows that those OTAs, while important, for the team building and the chemistry, aren't so important when it comes to being able to be in physical conditioning. If you can stay in physical shape, you don't need to be at the voluntary OTAs. And I don't think it's going to be a big problem for him. Look, his job is see that guy with the ball, go get that guy with the ball. I don't think that he's going to need those voluntary OTAs to get in that mindset. He's done it enough. He knows how to get to the quarterback. He's seen every play that any team is going to run. I think that they're going to get a deal done. He's going to be a Jet, and he's going to be happy. So don't think it's something to be worried about. Yeah,
I agree with you. Even if they don't get a deal done, he's not going to hold out in a contract year when he knows he needs to have a monster year to then get paid again. So that wouldn't make sense either.
Yeah, it's a prove-it year for him. Guys don't hold out in their final year. I mean, some guys have, and what's it gotten them? It's gotten them, not, out of the NFL, out of the league for a while. So, yeah, he knows which route he's going to take. He's going to be approaching this with as much professionalism as you would expect someone that's been in the league as long as he has.
Stephen Craig with a hot take. He says, as long as the main guys stay relatively healthy, 13-4, which would be a Jet record for wins in the regular season. The record's 98 with 12. Your thoughts on the 13-4 Jets, Steve?
Every year there is a team that had a terrible year turn it into a playoff year. 13's a big number. 13's a little bit more approachable now that you have 17 games to play in the season, but 13 is a big number. It's certainly not out of the question. I think those first 11 days are going to be big for the Jets. It could be a fast start, or it could be, a horrendous start. That's really going to set the tone for what this season is going to be, those first 11 days. But, let's not forget it wraps up with the Bills and the Dolphins as well. So some really important games down the stretch. And as many times as you look at this schedule and you say to yourself, check that one off as a win, check that one off as a loss. Well, you know what? You didn't expect C.J. Stroud to have the year he had with Houston this last year. The Jaguars, what are they really going to be this year? Is Tennessee going to be a bad team this year? We don't know exactly what these teams are necessarily going to be week in and week out. Injuries certainly play a big factor, but is 13 within reach? Could be. I think the team's probably more in the 10 or 11 win range. But I think either of them gets in the playoffs, and that's all you need, man. Just get into the tournament. Get a chip and a chair, and you're playing poker.
I want to be greedy, too, at least in the regular season, Steve. I want an AFC East title. I want a home playoff game for the first time in 20 years.
It's open for you. It's absolutely open. I mean, the Bills didn't help themselves. The Dolphins may have been figured out at this point, and the Patriots are not a good team. This is as wide open of an opportunity for the Jets to take the AFC East as there has been in years. It's now just up to them to be able to rise to that level.
Steve, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for making some time to hop on. We definitely will have to get you on again before the season starts. Continued success on your end, and we're going to be watching you on Channel 2. We'll be watching Jets Late Night. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun this season. Hopefully Aaron's healthy, and everything we're saying now will not be used against us later.
Well, I'll be watching you as well and learning from you on your channel. So thanks for putting it out there, man. I really appreciate it. And thanks for putting me on, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Steve Overmyer. Make sure you guys watch him on Channel 2. He's on Twitter as well. If you go on my Twitter right now, you can see his Twitter account is linked, so you can follow him there. But if you're not on Twitter or you don't want to look at my Twitter account, I'll make it easy for you. It's Overmyer. That's MYER TV. Simple as that to follow Steve on Twitter. All right, comments, questions, super chats will continue to cut the line. Today's Jake Asman Show presented by my friends at Huga House. Don't you? By the way, Aaron was a big fan of the fact that I was wearing the Huga House hat when I saw him on Saturday. Get the same hat I'm wearing. Get the same hat Aaron's always wearing. Different colors, different styles. It's not just Aaron. How about Kevin from The Office rocking Huga House on a TikTok I saw over the weekend? HugaHouse.com. Use promo code Asman at checkout. You'll get 15% off. They got a great deal going right now. You buy one hat, you get the second hat 30% off. So get the hat that so many athletes and celebrities are rocking. It's HugaHouse.com. Promo code Asman, 15% off. I'll say it again because sometimes people still call and say, what's the code again? HugaHouse.com. Promo code Asman at checkout. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is none other than Charles Eugene M. Gorman. Hello, Charles.
Hey, Jake. How are you?
Hey, Charles. How are you?
Good. I didn't even know you were going to have Steve Overmyer on today. I really like the guy. My dad likes him, too. He watches the Jets Late Night Show as well. It's really good to have someone with that caliber who's been following the Jets for years.
You asked him a great question, Charles. I appreciate it.
Well, and pardon me for being so formal, but I just want to say, hi, Steve. I don't want people to think that, I want to be respectful. My parents wanted me to call someone by the name of Sir or Mr., that type of stuff.
What's
Anyways,
funny? Let me just add this because I think it's a little ironic that you were so formal. Yet if I brought you up to maybe give ask your question on the air, he would just see you in a tank top.
That's true.
You're not dressed up in a suit if you're going to be all formal.
True. That's true.
Any truth to the rumor they call you Charlie Tank Top?
I just wear A shirts. When I'm at home, when I chill, I just wear A shirt. I like wearing A shirts. I don't want to waste my T-shirts because it's so friggin' hot out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, I can't wait for this upcoming season. I really can't wait for it. I think it's going to be if they stay healthy, they have a chance of doing some good things this year. I know the Rangers lost, which really sucks.
How about great things, Charles? Not good things. If they stay healthy, I want great things.
Well, that I'm not arguing with you about that. But the thing is, they got to stay healthy. And, I definitely have to agree with a lot of these people, in regards to Robert Saleh. This is the year now where he has to prove it.
I agree.
I don't despise Robert Saleh like a lot of Jet fans do, but at the same time, I don't like the guy. I'm kind of neutral on him. And the thing is that, this is the team now. We got rid of Zach Wilson. Well, I'm going to say we got rid of him. We traded him to Denver. We moved on from Zach Wilson, and now it's time for him to see that can he win with a guy like Aaron Rodgers? Can he win not only regular season games, but can he take the Jets to the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers? And plus the defense, I think, will be fine this year. I mean, our defensive coaching staff is one of the best in the NFL. I mean, Jeff Ulbrich has done a hell of a job developing this defense. Our defensive line coach is pretty good. Our secondary coach is pretty good. Our linebacking coach is pretty good. And yes, our special teams coach is pretty good too, but the defense has been really good the past couple of years, especially considering how bad they were Robert Saleh's first year. In 2021, we wanted to pull our hair every time we saw the defense. Like, oh my God, make it stop, ball, make it stop, ball. It was that bad defensively in 2021.
Right.
But I don't think Hassan Reddick holding out is that big of a deal. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but then again,
well, we don't know if he's holding out. I mean, no, these are voluntary. If he doesn't show up to mandatory minicamp, well, then he's holding out.
Okay, that's true.
Now, could I ask you some questions?
Yes.
Tom says Charles has itchy pits. Is this true?
I just feel like scratching my pits. Why?
Okay. Typically, you don't do that in public always, but I got you. Roger wants to know, is Charles Gorman married?
No, if I was married, I wouldn't be living with my parents. I'm 20 now. I'm going to be 30 in September. I've been single most of my life now. I'm not dating anybody at the moment.
Okay. Gator says, Charles, you look like you combed your hair with a pack of firecrackers, and I could see your underarm hair. Looking good, pal.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I
understand looking good, but
right.
I comb my hair with a pack of firecrackers? You mean I light my hair on fire? No, I don't.
I think that's what he means, yes.
No, I don't light my hair on fire. I get my haircut a nice haircut place, and I put gel on it.
Very nice. King Lowski writes in, Charles, where is your mama's chicken soup?
It's not there. She hasn't made it yet. And calm down, Lowski.
Calm down to King Lowski. Hold on now. King Lowski joins us now. Hello, King.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Charles, I ain't calming down shit, Charles. Charles, you mean to tell me you've been eating that damn chicken soup for 29 years, Charles? 29 years, Charles, you've been eating your mama chicken soup. I need that chicken soup, Charles. What's wrong with you, Charles? What's wrong with you?
My mother hasn't made it yet.
Charles, you over there eating good pot roast. You over there eating good rib roast. You over there eating good fried chicken. Charles, I need
it. Does not make fried chicken. So you don't like that.
Charles, I need your mama chicken soup. I need your mama chicken soup, Charles.
Yeah. All right, Charles. Now we're fired up. Will we get the recipe?
When my mother gives it to me, and this is the goddamn honest truth, man, my mother hasn't really given it to me. I know in your armpit. Here, anyone wants to see my armpits? Here you go. There's nothing there.
No, family show.
There's nothing there. Just ask her for it. Well, anyway, fried chicken. My mother does not make fried chicken. Although I would love her to, but she doesn't do that.
Man. Well, Charles, I feel like we accomplished a lot today.
Good. I'm not. I wish I was Bruce Willis in Die Hard, but I'm not Tom Ace. I wish I was.
Charles, thanks for the time.
You too, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Charles Gorman checking in there with insight you can't find anywhere else. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls coming up. Super Chats will cut the line. I want to acknowledge 2 channel members who might be the same person. Christopher Wheeler, new member. Christopher Wheeler, new member. Either there's 2 Christopher Wheelers or somehow he signed up twice. Either way, Christopher Wheeler, we say thank you and welcome to the channel as an official Asmaniac. I'm going to check right now how many we are away from adding another emoji for the people, because for those who follow the show, one of your perks with the Asmaniac membership is you get custom emojis to use in the chat. Let me get to a couple comments here too. Rodgers says, Jake, I've been a fan for over half a century. This team reminds me of the Vinny Testaverde AFC title team. Sign me up for that. Sign me up for that. But how about a home AFC championship game for once? Mike writes in, Jake's got a sexy as all hell hat on today, ladies. Look at that thing. It's gorgeous. I think I listed it as one of the options down below. So if you want the same hat, check it out. It's an excellent New Era Jets hat with this logo. Colton with a great point. How great of a season would Breece have to have in order to take the MVP from Rodgers? Yes, Steve saying that he could see Breece winning an MVP was a great take. But think about how insane he'd have to be to, 1, win that position as a win that award as a running back, and 2, if Breece is going off, that means Rodgers probably went off too, and right. So it's an interesting question. I think it's more likely Breece would win Offensive Player of the Year than MVP. Not that I disagreed with anything Steve said, but I think it's just easier for a running back to win that award versus the MVP in football has basically become who's the best quarterback every year, right? The last time a running back won that award was Adrian Peterson in 2012. So I just think we're probably looking at Offensive Player of the Year for Breece if he's going to win one of those awards. J-Quest says, nice to see a different guest on. We're going to try and keep it fresh. We have our weeklies. We have our usuals who pop on that maybe aren't weeklies that you guys are familiar with over the last 3 years I've been doing daily Jet shows. But I always want to keep it fresh. I always want to bring on new voices, new callers, which is why I'm glad J-Quest says we need some first-time callers today to take over the show. I agree. If you're a first-time caller, you go right to the front of the line. No wait for you. So let's bring in some fresh blood. No doubt about that. Speaking of fresh blood, this guy doesn't call in all that much. 3 Siblings Jay joins us. What's up, 3 Siblings?
Thank you. And give me one moment, please, while I go and get that done for you, okay? Thank you so much. Hey, Jake, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, Jay? How's work going?
Good, man. It's going good, man. Thank you for taking my call. Hey, I just had to say something really quick. First thing, if we don't go 11-6 or 12-5 with the schedule that we have this year, it's a problem. It really is. And I just feel like you said earlier, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, we know what we need to do. We play great defense. He's not going to throw a bunch of picks, put us in bad positions. We have a great special teams. We just have to keep chucking. I mean, again, we got the 49ers at the beginning of the year. The Bills, I'm not as high as other Jets fans think like the Bills are finished and their window's over. Josh Allen's still there, and he gets better every season, man. So no Bills bias. We got to do it, man, this year. It feels like it's all or nothing year. I just feel like Rodgers, he's coming out swinging, man. Like, we need to do this for our team, and I feel like he's the guy to do it. And the Knicks didn't win this year, so, he has to do it for us this year, man,
Well, hopefully, are you a baseball fan at all?
Yeah, I'm a Yankees fan, man.
There you go. Well, I mean, hopefully this is finally the year that Judge can get his first ring with them, with Soto out here.
Yeah.
Dana wants to know, Jay, can you play right tackle in a pinch if the Jets call you?
Yeah, I could. Quick update really quick. I know I talked about it before. I-9 sports game. My girls, they lost in the championship game. It was 2-1. And then my son, he lost in championship game too. It's 46-50. It was a heartbreaker.
Wow.
Man. But it was a great game. They were good sports. But I just want to give you guys an update.
Hey, we appreciate the update, Jay. I forgot you filled us in on that. Appreciate you.
Yes, man. Thank you.
We'll let you get back to work. It sounds like there's a very important customer on hold.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for holding, Miss Beth. I appreciate your patience.
Let you go, Jay. Thanks, man. Oh, it's tremendous. I love it. This is what I mean. We have the best listeners, man. Neil hung up on a $1 million client to give his takes this morning. Bonesy chose to not sell $700 pair of shoes to his client this morning. And Jay right there put a customer on hold. Unreal. Hit the like button. You're not finding this anywhere else, folks. Love it. This is Los writes in. He's a channel member. He has priority response when I read comments. What do we think is a realistic output for Stiggers this year? Look, if you expect him to start, that's not happening given how deep the Jets corner room is. Can he contribute if there's an injury? You hope so. Can he be a guy that maybe, best case, is viewed as a guy competing for a starting job next year? I don't think they'll just hand him a job. Yeah, I think it's possible if they, ultimately pay Carter and let Reed walk or vice versa. That's what you hope happens. See, we're not used to this as Jet fans because typically they draft rookies. They end up having to play. That's because the roster stinks. This team has so much talent that the way it's supposed to work, like what the Ravens do, like what the best teams in the league do, the Eagles, for example, is when you let guys walk, there's a pipeline of guys that then come in and step up. We saw this last year with Jermaine Johnson. Now we have to see it with Will McDonald, but there's supposed to be a pipeline. That's how this is supposed to work. And you always could use depth because you never know when there's injuries. Bonesy says, LOL, I'm listening live. We're trying to make sales, but I'm here, baby. Love you, Bones. Tom says, we have a magical summer happening. Let's go Yankees. That we do. I got to go to the Dodgers series this weekend. I'm already going to Sunday Night Baseball. I'm thinking about going Friday or Saturday. I got to get to Yankee Stadium. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Let's keep it rolling with your calls right now. This guy is a first-time caller joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a member of our Patreon, longtime listener to the show. Harvey joins the program right now. What's up, Harvey?
Hey, Jake. How's it going? How's it going, guys?
What's up,
Harvey? I just wanted to put a name to the face.
Well, we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the support, the great comments on the live show.
Absolutely. I might type a little over the top, and sometimes I can't type at all. So I want to say thank you very much. This takes care of my GMFB addiction. So I can hang out with you guys, and I'm a forever fan now. You're stuck with me now, bud.
Hey, Harvey, we love it. How long have you been a Jet fan?
Since the Big Tuna.
Parcells. Nice.
Yeah, I followed Parcells around. I didn't follow him to Dallas. I stayed with the Jets, and then I just said, you know what? He's done. He's retired. I'm done.
So were you a Giants fan previously?
I was.
So
I was a
Giants
fan.
to follow Parcells.
Yep.
What about New England? Were you a Patriot fan then?
I did not.
Oh, that's smart.
I did not like the Patriots. I still didn't like the Patriots.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You're in my book.
Yeah. But the team I just like the most, I think, is the Dolphins. I'm like a Monday Night Miracle lover. I've watched it constantly over and over again because I missed it because I was sleeping because I had to go to work.
I'm sure you're not alone in that,
No, but it was good seeing you, Jake. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Love everybody. Love the show, and I'm here forever, man.
Wait, Harvey, you don't have to leave just yet. I mean, R&R wants you and V-Man to maybe rock out together. I
really?
want you to sing us a song. I mean, it looks like you got a full studio set up there.
I do.
Well, you know what, Harvey? If you're comfortable playing anything, let it rip.
All right. Well, I don't have this turned on, but I guess we'll just let it rip here.
You sound good to us. We're going full screen, Harvey. Here we go.
I only talk to God when I need a favor. And I only say when I ain't got a prayer. So who the hell am I to need a savior? Oh, if I only talk to God when I need a favor. God, I need a favor. God, I need a favor. That's the one I'm working on right now.
Wow, I thought that was actually Jelly Roll singing that. That's tremendous, Harvey. I saw him at the Houston Rodeo before I moved back to New York.
Yeah. I'm actually finally recording some music. My family life is I'm not in the family right now, so I am working on music.
I love it. Harvey, that is awesome, man. Thank you so much for the call. You were great. That was seriously, I have blown away. That was very impressive.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if the Jets will hire me for the national anthem.
Hey, I think this chat would endorse you based on that performance. We got a couple guys with a lot of musical talents that could do that. Maybe we got to bring all the Asmaniacs together. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
I love it. Harvey, great call, man. That was awesome. What a first-time call. Awesome. Show some love to Harvey in the chat. That was tremendous. Great call there. Comments, questions, super chats. Dano says, I bet we play Houston twice. I'd sign for playing Houston twice. That means we'll see him in the playoffs. Today's the last day. You can let me know if you're joining us on 10/31, though. Halloween night. We're all dressing up as hopefully happy Jet fans on Halloween after we watch the Jets win that night. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Got to be a Patreon member to go because I got to make it fair. Spots are limited, so we can't just throw it out there to 37,000 subscribers. So this is it. So this opportunity to get the discounted ticket, $135 projected cost, sit in the lower bowl. We are trying to get the Jets to give us pregame field access. We'll have a tailgate for everyone to join and hang out at before. So it's going to be fun. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Got to let me know. Today is the last day. I'm trying to bring a couple special guests with us to the Asmaniac group outing. You know, you guys know I met Rodgers briefly Saturday night after UFC. I also was hanging out with Vinny and Mike the Situation and Justin Gaethje. So I'm going to see if any of them want to come because as you can see from this photo here, the four of us are really good friends now. And since this game is in New Jersey, we definitely could get Vinny and Mike. Right? Makes sense. Comments, questions, super chats. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our coordinators for the Asmaniac football team is on the line. Edward Ziff is up next. What's up, Edward?
Hey, Jake. How you doing today?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm fine, man. I was on with Paulie earlier today. He's really a good guy. Boy Green?
Yeah, I love Boy Green. Good guy. Great talk show host.
Yeah, he's really funny. He cracks me up. So one of the things we were talking about this morning was someone had mentioned that they thought the Jets would win 8 games. And to me, I think if we only win 8 games, that is an absolute failure. I mean, we won 7 games 2 years in a row with JV quarterbacks. We got to have at least 11, 12 wins this season. Got to have
at least 10. I mean, like if you go 7 and 10 the last 2 years with the worst quarterback situation, how is Aaron Rodgers plus Tyrod Taylor not winning you at least 3 more games?
Exactly. And I had a question for you. I know you're a little bit younger than me, but what's your favorite coach that you can remember growing up? Because
for the
mine
Jets
was
or any
for
of my
the Jets,
teams?
yeah.
Oh, Rex.
For the Jets.
Easy. Rex Ryan.
All right, before Rex, can you remember some of the really good coaches? Because one of mine was Walt Michaels. That guy was really a good coach.
No,
had some bad luck, but he was a good coach.
The earliest coach I can give you is Herm. I can't give you. I mean, I guess Al Groh, but I wouldn't pick him. Like I'm too young to truly appreciate and remember Parcells. So for me, it's Rex. Rex would be my number 1 coach.
Yeah, he was good. I think they had a guy named Charlie Winter one time, and he didn't. And then they had
ask Beningo about him. You would love my Joe B interview, Edward. I asked Joe to rank the worst Jet coaches ever, and he went through all of them.
And I can remember. I can't remember the guy's first name. There was a sportscaster. His name was last name was Edelman. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't believe. Let me think.
Anyway, when they were ranking all the guys and they had it, the coaches for the season, they'd say they'd have a little thing about Dallas, a little thing about Pittsburgh. When it came to the Jets one, it said Jets will be lucky if they win 1 game. Rich Kotite can't coach. That was the whole thing. There was just one paragraph.
They were not wrong. They won 1 game.
Oh man. Anyway, that's not going to be that way this year. The football gods are going to smile on us this year.
From your lips to God's ears, Edward. Excellent call. I hope you're right. Jetpack says, I love you, Jakey Poo. Jetpack, I love you too. The $1.99 from Jetpack, man. Doesn't inflation make that closer to $3 now? Come on, Jetpack. The Subway's $2.90 now, man. I'm just kidding. Appreciate everyone who tunes in. You don't have to super chat to be appreciated or be a member. This show's for free. That's how it will always be. Comments, questions, super chats will, though, cut the line. More of your calls right now. Let's go to Purple Belt Mike, who joins us. What's up, Mike?
Yo, what up?
What's up, Mike?
Check out my new sweatshirt. Courteous to Jake Asman with that link.
Let me see. Oh, that's fire, bro. That's awesome.
Isn't that sick? It matches your fire fucking hat. Look at that.
There you go. I appreciate it.
I got to get the hat now. That's my next purchase, actually. I'm about to do that in a minute.
I linked one of them. It's there's a couple of them.
No, I need your hat. That hat you're wearing right now. That's the one I need.
I love it. You'll find it there.
Yeah, that's right when I hang up. Anyway, man, you were talking
I like
about
the Knicks gear too, by the way. The Knicks stuff is awesome.
Yeah, I didn't get this with the link. I had to get this on Mitchell and Ness. They didn't have it on the on Fanatics.
Yeah, it's all good. It's a nice shirt.
Thank you. How old are you, Jake?
I don't actually give my age out. I let people guess. I think it's funnier that way.
I mean, I think you're.
I've given
really
my age
young,
out before, but how old do you think I am? I'm curious.
28, maybe.
Pretty good guess. You're in the range. I won't confirm or deny.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 34 in October. So
you look young. I would have guessed 27, 29.
Really? Look at my hairline, bro. That ain't no 27-year-old hairline.
Well, I mean, I didn't see the hairline when I made the guess.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm always wearing a hat.
You could add at least 5 years though without the hat. I will say. You still look pretty young. You don't look old just because you don't have hair.
Yeah, I mean 34 is not old.
No, of course not. 34, you're still in the prime of your life.
I definitely am slowing down. I can see it on the mat every day. I'm like, man, these young guns.
You watch UFC on Saturday?
Of course.
Give me. Oh, damn right. Give me your hottest take. What'd you think?
Dustin could have won.
He nearly did. He landed a couple great shots, but Islam's unreal.
He could have won. But Islam, his control. People that don't know fighting and don't understand his hip movement and what he can do with his hips is next level. There's not many guys in the history of the sport that can do what Islam can do. Obviously, you could say Khabib or whatever, but guys that come to mind, seeing the control that they have is real, like Georges St. Pierre. When he got his hands on you, it's very, very similar to Islam. Obviously Khabib, but that's like a lazy comparison. The control that Islam has is unbelievable. So, but I thought it was a good card. I liked it. I was very sad actually that Dustin went down, but your boy Randy, he won convincingly. He won without breaking a sweat really. So that was good.
Yeah, Randy one was nice, but I unfortunately I just had the parlay of friends of the Jake Asman show that night, so it was Randy and Dustin together because they both came on before the fight. So we almost had it, but look, Islam's on his way to being one of the greats ever if he's not already, and Dustin's probably one of the best to never win a belt. It's just he's in a division with some of the greats. It's hard.
At an 8-leg parlay, I was 7-0 going into the Dustin fight.
Really? Why didn't you hedge? Should have hedged.
Well, I only did a $5 one and it was plus 28,000.
Yeah.
So I was gonna win over $2,000 or something like that, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna happen!" And going into the round 5, I was like, "It might be 2-2, might be." And the judges, historically, and even fact in New Jersey, the Jersey judges are horrendous.
Oh my god!
Historically, it's always been like that. Even back in 2019.
Who was the guy? What was the fight? That one of them had it 3-1 or something. You know what I'm talking about? The one that Dana was complaining about after.
The Strickland fight, someone voted Costa won.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was a Strickland Costa fight. Yep.
Strickland won every single round,
which is insane.
If not 4 easily. But that was, I mean, it's the judging in the UFC is insane. People talk about referees and in all sports, NBA or whatever. Nobody is worse than the judges in the UFC. The judges in MMA in general. The judges are horrendous.
That's why you don't want to leave it to the judges, they say, in all combat sports. Yep.
Even though I'm going to talk Jets, talk UFC, but
I love it. You have a Jet take? Let it rip.
Well, I asked the question about what rookie will have the biggest impact.
Oh, that's right. Great question.
And
yeah, I agree with Steve, by the way. I think it's Corley as well.
So I think it's going to be Stiggers.
Really? I mean, but how does he play unless there's an injury, which I hope doesn't happen?
So obviously I'm not praying for injury or whatever, but to expect them to both play full seasons is not realistic. And even last year, Sauce missed a game and Reed missed a game or a couple games. And I think I have a scenario where Stiggers is going to go in and he's going to make an unbelievable play and we're going to win a game. And it's going to matter. It's going to be for the division or for whatever seed or even in the playoffs. He's going to have the biggest impact somehow.
Well, yeah, but that wouldn't, even if that happened, like you said, like it helps him win the division, right? Last game of the year. That wouldn't negate to that point what Corley had done or Fashanu filling in for Tyron when he gets hurt at some point, or even Braylon Allen. That's why I think it's hard to picture that.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just how I feel.
Hey, I like it, Mike. I mean, you almost hit on a plus 2,800 parlay, so you maybe you know something.
Almost. It was all random. I usually don't hit that well when I do the eight ones for $5. I only hit one time, and it was like a 25-cent one, and I won $700.
I love it. Well, Mike, God bless, man. Love it. Love that jet switcher you got too. Good call by Mike. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll continue to cut the line. Here's what we need to do right now. We need to take a quick break. And when we come back, we get to more of your calls because a lot of people want in on the discussion. I also have an update. We are 103 members away from our 33rd channel emoji. I replaced an old emoji with the Aaron Rodgers, Jake Asman photo emoji. So that's the most recent emoji, but to get a brand new emoji for Asmaniacs, we still need another 103 members because of YouTube's cockamanian system here. So on that note, quick break, and we're back. It's the Jake Asman Show. Hit the like button and subscribe. Get on hold if you want to join the Gusbuster hotline.
Hi, how are you? Breece Hall. That's good.
Lane, what's up, Lane Kerner?
Hey, and I'm Jake, my brother. Do you have any other ideas about what you do now because the season's over?
I hope they draft really good players that help the Jets win.
I'm hearing that they might get, was it Knoble? Yeah. I see him going.
Wait.
I don't know.
Lane, who's Knoble?
The guy that the guy that was in college?
Well, a lot of these draft prospects were in college, so I'm trying to figure out who you're referring to. What position does Knoble play?
Was he because I think he plays in one of the college and stuff.
I don't know who Knoble is.
Yeah, Knoble. I forgot his last name. I would have to look it up.
All right.
And okay, thank you for taking my call.
Who's Knoble?
BJF, I'm gonna need you to figure out who this Knoble guy is. You're more of a draft guy than I am.
Knoble at 10. He's bust proof. Lane should get to announce the draft pick. No matter who they pick, you should say we took Knoble.
That was a top 3 Lane call ever. You're welcome, Gator. I can't wait to see what you do with that one. We had everything in there. He gave us a Breece Hall. He gave us this Knoble character. I don't know who he's talking about, but maybe we'll figure it out. Whoa, holy crap. I can't believe it. Lane Kerner's in the house. Choo-choo. We are all aboard the Lane train. Hello, Lane. You guys know when the Lane train calls in, this show could go anywhere, so buckle up. What's up, Lane Kerner?
Zach Wilson is not going to come back. Why don't you think he's going to sign still with the Jets? Is it because he's not good?
He stinks.
Oh, stinks? Yeah, same feeling.
The guy is terrible.
I said announce the draft picks.
Lane, I want you to announce a Jets pick. That would make my
yeah.
life.
I mean, who am I going to pick though for the draft? On the 2022 draft pick, the pick goes to Knoble out of college. Then they tell you who the players are from, and their families get excited. You sign him, he should be good going into week 1. Yeah, I know a lot of the football.
That was amazing. I love you, Lane. You're the best. What a draft pick. Lane, you are a national treasure. I think in classic Charles Gorman fashion, I saw a comment from Charles that said, "Who is Knoble?" as we played a full video explaining exactly who Knoble is. So, Charles, I go to you next. Do you still not know who Knoble is?
I think Lane Train's an idiot. I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
What do you mean he's an idiot?
He's making stuff up. Who's Kenobo? I looked him up on the internet and he's not there.
He is. He went to college.
Guys, stop it. Seriously. I know the bullshit coming out of your mouth. It's bullshit.
Charles, I don't like your tone.
Here,
Charles.
how do you spell Kenobo?
Charles, I don't need to dignify your nonsense. See you later. Get out of here. How do you spell Knoble? Doesn't matter how to spell Knoble. All that matters is he's one of the great prospects we've ever seen. More of your calls right now. Let's go to Jake Klein. What's up, Jake?
Back right here on the show. Shout out to Knoble. Gone, but certainly will never be forgotten. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Lot to talk about, lot to get into. Carly wants credit for watching the show at the nail salon. Carly, we have people that ditch their jobs to call into the show. The least you could do is while you're sitting down in a chair at a nail salon is put this show on. That's the bare minimum. All right. Bobby Midnight camps out in the waiting room 4 hours before every show. Now that is dedication. All right. Let's be real. Speaking of our guy, Bobby Midnight, ladies and gentlemen, a brand new intro has been made for our guy, Bobby.
Oh, you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rodgers met on more than just a hat on Bobby. Oh, he made it already?
He made it.
That was from that call that called you, right?
That's from a listener who commented that on my Instagram post. At Jake Asman on Instagram. People, follow me. Come on now. At Jake Asman.
Okay, that didn't go through to my bank yet. How long does it take to get to the bank?
It takes about a day.
Okay, so I'll wait on that. But I found another way I could get on.
How's that?
I use Restream.
Well, Bobby, whatever you need to do to broadcast your show, you do it.
Yeah. But today I'm gonna have dinner with my daughter tonight. So tonight. Yeah.
That's awesome. Where are you guys going?
We are gonna take my daughter and her boyfriend out to dinner at Chili's.
Nice. You got to get a triple dipper, Bobby.
What's triple dipper?
It's the 3 appetizers you can get. It's the best deal.
Oh yeah, they like appetizers. Plus, I like their corn.
It's a meal. It's basically you get all their apps. You pick 3 you like, and it's your meal. It's the best.
Okay, let's try that. Yeah, I haven't tried that yet.
All right, you got to get the triple dip.
So tomorrow, what time is your show tomorrow? 11 o'clock?
After Robert Saleh speaks, so hopefully in the 11 a.m. hour.
Okay, because I got my physical therapy tomorrow at 11.
That's okay. So you'll check us out in the afternoon.
Yeah, and then I'll go on later after your afternoon show. Then.
That's right.
Yeah, and hopefully Michael could join me as a co-host.
Oh, well, I'm going to try and tune in if that happens, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
That guy was pretty interesting, the guy from CBS, wasn't he?
It's Steve Overmyer. He's great.
Yep. And I do miss the Lane Train. I wish he calls in. I miss that guy so much.
Lane's in hiding, but he'll be back.
I know, but I like him very much.
So do I.
He's a pal of mine.
He's a big fan of yours.
I don't think he knows me. I don't think he knows me.
Knob Deep wants to know that he was just messing around today and he loves you.
I know, Knob. You're all right. Take it easy.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good guy, too.
Well, Bobby, let us know how Chili's is, okay? Have a great meal with your daughter.
Yeah, I'll tell you tomorrow.
All right. Can't wait.
Well, you know I love to talk and hate to tell you, Jake. When is your next show? Alan is a cartoon character. Bobby.
Motivated T writes in, Jake, what happened to the Shadow Realm? What do you mean, what happened to it? I don't enjoy sending people to the Shadow Realm, unless it's Alan. What happened to it? It is still alive and well.
Into the Shadow Realm you go.
There is not a more delusional fan base in this town than the New York Jets. You guys are acting like they've won the freaking Super Bowl.
I've got an idea.
Oh, it's still around, folks. We just got to throw more people in there. Roger F. up next on the Gusbuster Hotline. Hello, Roger.
Hey, Jake. Finally, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Wow, I was gonna say I don't remember you calling previously, so I'm glad you called in.
I'm sitting here with Klecko.
Love that.
Klecko, and I got Revis too. Flacco
awesome.
is 7 and Revis is 10. This year
Great
they went
names.
into the Hall of Fame. Everybody's like, "Did you just name your dogs after them?" I'm like, "No, they're long-time fans too." Anyway, I just wanted to thank you for I had some health issues and listen to your show every day past the time. So
Thank you,
appreciate
Roger.
it.
How are you doing now, health-wise?
Well, I'm going back into the hospital next week for a cervical epidural, my third one. They shoot up into your discs to separate them, but I didn't lose my foot to the infection of diabetes, so things are looking positive.
Hey, I'm glad to hear that, and obviously we're all rooting for you, man, and thinking of you, and glad that the show could be, a way to keep you entertained.
So the show also it branches off into different shows and stuff, and so I was able to pass a lot of time with all these different shows. Now I got to stay up late to watch the Bobby Midnight Show, so
it never ends.
Hours in the day.
I know. The thing with the Bobby Show is it doesn't stop. It's always on.
Yeah, I went on there just to check it out for a second, and I saw you had an 18-hour stream.
It's
unbelievable. Anyway, well, one more quick thing before I go. My brother's daughter, best friend, used to date Knoble in college.
Really?
Yeah. So if you tell Charles, that if you want me to send pictures of her and him, I could get him some pictures because he doesn't know who he is. So.
Yeah. No, that's a good point by you, Roger. Thank you for being willing to do that.
It was almost possible Knoble could have married into my family.
Now that would have been something.
That'd be something. All right, keep up the good work, and I'd like to say hi to Bonesy and Nick and Chaos and all Richie. Keep up the good work, guys.
Roger, appreciate you, man. Great call. Great first-time call. Hopefully you get as healthy as possible soon. More calls right now. K Yeti's on the line. What's up, K? K Yeti? What's up, K? Unmute your mic, K. Hit that microphone button. Right down below. It says mute, mic button. Hit that. You're just waving. Yep. A little wave action. Yep. Right down below, you'll see a button. It's like a mic icon. You hit that, we'll be able to hear you. Can't hear you. Yeah, no, we don't hear you. I guess you don't hear me either. Do you hear me? No, I guess not. Well, thank you for the time, Kay. That went well. Take of the show. Jason says I read lips. All right, well, you let us know what he was saying, because I got nothing. I got nothing. Jets Johnny, your camera is not on, but if you turn it on, I could go to you. We got open phone lines if anyone wants in. Peter writes in, Jake, thanks for all you do. I've been waiting 56, so hang in there, bro. Hope to see you at a game. Little Aaron Rodgers. See you at a game. Little Aaron Rodgers. He dwarfed you in picture. Funny. Yes. Well, breaking news. I'm not 6'3". So yes, Aaron Rodgers standing next to a 5'8" human being is going to look taller. You're not wrong about that. No doubt. I think Rodgers is 6'2" or 6'3". You look good. More calls right now. Thomas is up next. What's up, Thomas?
Hey, Jake. I wasn't expecting to get on so quick. I just got home from work. I said, let me try calling for once. I've been listening to the show for about a year now. Last summer, remember, I was painting my deck outside and getting excited for the Jets season, and I just randomly came across your show, and I've been listening ever since. So
well, thank you, Scott. Is this your first time calling? All right, sorry, I couldn't use Scott because I read Scott's comment telling me to build.
Thomas, that's cool, no problem.
Is this your first time calling into the show?
Yeah, first time calling in, yo. I've been wanting to call in for a few weeks now. A few times I tried to call in, I didn't reach, and then I get busy. So this time I was on the line about 5 seconds. I was just walking up the stairs.
Hey, I made a rule maybe before you joined. I said if there's a first time caller that wants to try today, you're not gonna have to wait long.
Cool. So I've been enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the food conversations. I'm a big foodie myself. All the craziness, gas station pizza and all that. So, but I'm looking forward to this season. I'm predicting 12-5.
Look, I will take that in a nanosecond, Thomas. That's where I'm at too right now. 12-5.
I'm going at like last year, 10, we should have had 10 wins. If we had a decent quarterback, easily minimum 10 wins. But like there's a few games that could have gone real differently. The Dolphins game, the Chargers game, the Cowboys game. They just kind of got out of hand and it ended, they turned into kind of blowouts, but they could have been very different if, things were a little different early on in the game. So this year, the defense could be better. The offensive line should be much better. The receivers should be better. So, I mean, it looks like a much better team than what we had last year. So, got to be a little optimistic. Last year I wasn't, and look what happened, but we'll see.
Thomas, I hope it's a better year, man. It can't be much worse. Let's be real.
True. Too much disappointment. So, looking forward to it. But
I love it. Great call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, good talking to you. I'm glad to reach you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Thomas making his caller debut. We got a couple first-time callers today. Love that. Excellent call. Hit the like button if you're tuned in. And if you haven't turned on gift receipts, I don't know when, but it is a little peculiar. We've gone live for an hour and 20 minutes, and there hasn't been a single making it of the rain via memberships just yet. We are, if you're tuning in, 103 memberships away from a new emoji. So we're working on that, which will be great. Hit the like button. Super Chats will continue to cut our line. Back to the calls. We will try this again. Can we hear K Yeti? K Yeti, you're on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I don't know what the fuck I did, man. I'm not that great with StreamYard. So I switched over to try to hear you guys talk and see the chat. And when I came back over, I couldn't hear you. You couldn't hear me. I saw the mic was muted. I tapped it, but whatever. It didn't work. But either way, I'm just calling in really quick, man.
Are you a first-time caller? You called before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're first time. I've seen you in comments for years. Yeah.
Yeah, totally, man. I want to let people know, like, Jake is a really cool freaking guy. 2 Christmases ago, I tried to get some GH8 jerseys. Okay, because Jake was putting out the GH8 jerseys at the time.
Parts unknown.
Okay, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't say too much.
Exactly.
But so I went on the site and I was like, man, there's like 50 of them here. Who do I pick? Who do I really find? And my wife actually reached out to Jake through some sort of weird, I don't even know how she found him. I think she had TikTok and I don't, or somehow she found you. But either way, and you told her where to go and the best ones to find. And I got an awesome Mo Lewis jersey, and I got a Curtis Martin jersey for my kid, and
nice.
Perfect. Yeah. I think we spent $50 tops, all together, and they're nice jerseys.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Shout out, man. And you came through because I was like, there's no way he's going to respond to you. Go ahead, reach out, but he's not going to respond to you. But you did, man, and that was cool. And that's what kept me here. And yeah, you're a great man. Appreciate that.
Hey, I appreciate that, K. Eddie. Thanks so much for calling the kind words. We always see your comments in the chat. Nice to put a name to the face.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, sometimes I'm a dick in the chat, but I'm a nice guy.
There you go. Great call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, later, guys.
I love that. Let's see. Motivated T says, Jake literally had 131 subs 4 years ago when I found him. Wow, how far this channel came. Well, this channel originally was just the place I was posting clips from my national show on SB Nation Radio. That's all it really was. I noticed when I was posting, anytime I did a Jet segment on national radio, it'd get way more views. And then I'm like, I have some time. I was only working at that time, a 2-hour show. It was in the middle of COVID. It was 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. in 2020. And so actually it was 9 a to 11 a Eastern. And I had the rest of my day free. So I'm like, let me start a Jet channel. I got takes. The rest is history. I'm now making significantly more money than I ever did in Houston doing just YouTube, which is insane because that's a testament to you guys. And I had a great job in Houston the last 3 years in Afternoon Drive. The big fellow writes in with a super chat. Any update on Carly's pasta class? Love the first callers. I don't know if she has provided an update. We know she's at the nail salon now, but I don't know if we have an update on the pasta class, big fella. So we might have to wait on that. Let's see. Adam, Jake, did you talk about anything with Aaron? Yes. Bobby Midnight, V-Man, and Charles Gorman. Those were the things. J-Quest says first-time callers are refreshing. Should happen every day. Is there a first-time caller out there that wants to join? The floor is yours. More calls right now. Not a first-time caller, but a great caller. Jets Johnny up next. What's up, Jets Johnny? What a ceiling. There it
Jake,
is.
what's up, my brother? How
What's
you
up,
doing?
Johnny?
Hey, Jake, nothing much, man. I'm just cooking right now, so I had you like kind of down there. So I'm
what
sorry
are we
to have
making?
you up. Oh, we got some chicken strips going, and then I'm making some rice and beans.
No pasta?
So I don't want to give no food takes because I don't want to get roasted by the chat. Nah, hey, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
I was just asking if there's some pasta with that chicken.
Oh, well, I mean, chicken does go with pasta, definitely, but not today. But I do got here. Let me flip it around for you. We got some pasta in there.
Oh yeah.
So, but I wanted to call because this guy showed his dogs earlier, so I wanted to introduce
the cats.
That's Aaron Rodgers right there. ERIN Rodgers. I got her last year, and I was able to name one of them. I wanted to name the black one Sauce.
That is a great cat name. Aaron Rodgers. That's awesome.
So I wanted to name him Sauce, but she wouldn't let me. So that's Jasper. So I got one of them though. But yeah, that's pretty much it, Jake. I just wanted to show my cats and whatnot. And
Johnny, that's awesome, bro.
Have a good one, Jake.
Great call. I love Johnny's calls, man. He's always passionate or funny. It's great. More calls right now. Maybe some first timers here. I don't recognize some of these names. Jet Buff John up next. Jet Buff, are you a first time caller? I think you are because you're still figuring it out. There it is.
Hey, I'm still trying to figure this out. Can you hear me?
Oh, we hear you.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to show you that.
Wow.
Pretty sweet. My Jets, my New York Sack Exchange helmet there. So that's pretty awesome. But hey, yeah, as you mentioned, first time caller, love this show. My outlook for the Jets this year is let's go to the Super Bowl, man. Let's just do it. Aaron Rodgers is going to take us wherever we need to go as long as he stays healthy. And I think with the offensive line the way it is, I do believe that he will he'll rise to the occasion. I just I don't see anybody in the East who can stay with this team, and I'm hoping that comes to fruition. But anyway, just wanted to get a call in. Love your show. Met you in at the Circa in Vegas back in April when the draft happened. So anyway, just say hi.
John, I recognize you now. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good to see you again, man. I'm glad you can finally call in.
Yeah. I joined up on everything, and I got a free membership from I think it was the big fella, but I'll be joining as an Asmaniac, and would love to get to the Jets game against Houston.
Okay, so here's what you need to do, John. Go to my Patreon, sign up, and I'll make sure that when you message me there, you tell me how many tickets you need, and I'll make sure we reserve a spot for you. All right?
Right on, man. Okay, will do.
You got it. Jet Buff John, a debut call. I actually met him in person before he called into the show. How about that? That's awesome. That is great. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll continue to cut the line. More calls right now. Wizen Bix up next. What's up, Wizen?
Oh, Jake, it's good to talk to you, mate. It was just to let you know, I've just gone and got my tickets. 40 years fan. I just went and bought my tickets for the Minnesota game.
I'm guessing you're based in the UK. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I am in the UK. Well, I'm calling from Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just went and ordered myself the jersey so that I can go to the match. But I just wanted to say how inspirational BMAC is. What a lovely guy he is. It can't be easy calling in with his speech impediment and apologizing to people as well. That was really motivational. So, I really wanted to take inspiration from that and, giving an apology for it. And there's lots of other callers that, don't call in. It's not even his team, so full credit to him.
Yeah, well said. B-Mac's awesome, and he should never have to apologize for showing the guts to call in and put himself out there on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Lovely fella. So I know you're in talk with people about coming across the way.
Yes, I have a meeting this week, I think on Thursday, about an event I'm planning to do a meetup for all the Jet fans that are going to that game. So it's either going to be Friday or Saturday is my goal, when the most amount of fans can go, the day before the game. So I'll have more info on that when I finalize it, and it's gonna be a blast.
Where will that information be shared?
I will share it on the show a bunch, but if you're on my Patreon or Discord, you'll find out about it there first.
Okay, happy days. Okay, well, it'll be good to see you. I'm going to fly over to London on Saturday morning.
Nice. I can't wait to meet you then, man. It's going to be great.
Bought tickets from my brother. He's a Rams fan. I said I'd network with people to see who was coming across, and he was like, they'd have to be hardcore fans to come over here. It's like, well, dude, that's what you kind of expect from a Rams fan. It's like, yeah.
Well, guess what? If people are questioning if there's hardcore Jet fans, get ready to see what's happening on October 5th. I think is their 6th. It's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, that's it. So I knew exactly where to go to find those hardcore fans.
My man, I can't wait to meet you, man. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, see you on the 6th.
Absolutely, great accent too. The Northern Ireland accent, love that. Boomtown, holy hell, these calls have been amazing today. Might need to update the Asmaniac roster, Boomtown. We got more people to add to the depth chart with some of these calls. Top Notch Jet fan says, listen to Jake on the radio yesterday from down in Florida. Jake was on during the family barbecue. Thank you, Top Notch. I appreciate that. Yesterday was a fun show. A lot of good topics. Jason B with a super chat. Jake, how about that bozo from your tweet last night? NYPD sent him to the shadow room. Yeah, shout out to the NYPD. I was at a bar last night, and there's some wackadoo on something, having a mental breakdown. I don't know, screaming and yelling at everyone, at the bar owner, the bartender. At one point, he was like, I'm going to kill everybody, but he just was just nuts. And within minutes, the NYPD was at this bar throwing this guy out, de-escalated the situation. They did a great job. So, crazy. I put the video on my Twitter for those who want to see it. Wild. David writes in, hopefully Gibson, Brownlee, Corley jump Lazard even lower on the depth chart. We can get out of the contract after the season, thank God. Or, I don't know, maybe Alan Lazard bounces back. It could be a decent wide receiver 4 as a backup to Mike Williams. I mean, we'll see. We will see. Colton says, need a Florida Jets meetup. We're planning to do the Miami game in December, Colton, so stay tuned. I don't know where in Florida you're based, but I'm sure there's got to be a Jet bar somewhere. Comments, questions, super chats. Keep it rolling here. Snowball says, does Aaron need a ride to Hicksville? I didn't ask him when we spoke on Saturday. But if he needs a ride, I'd be happy to assist with that. We'll get him a car service. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us live from his office is none other than a 2-time heart attack survivor, Dre. Hello, Dre.
What's going on, my guy? Calling you from the phone, so I apologize if the audio is kind of iffy. I'm just trying to stay mobile. I had to go. But how about that call from Ireland? That was pretty awesome. I will also, baby. I will also be in attendance headed to London. I'm setting up my travel right now. My nephew lives in London, so I'll be definitely going out there to the game, bringing him and his girlfriend along. So I'll definitely be out there. I just got to finalize my travel, and then I'll hit you with the dates. And then let me know what we need to do to get the whole crew together. I'll be on site and in the building. Let's go.
I can't wait.
This season's going to be amazing. And I just love all the new fans. I don't want to hear about any of us, seasoned or let's call it our veteran Jet fans. I don't want us, trying to be negative to the new fans or call them bandwagons. I want none of that. We have suffered by ourselves long enough, and now we're gonna be the talk of the town. We're gonna be the dragon. Everybody's gonna be taking shots at us. But we're gonna get a whole bunch of new fans, people like Connor, are actually gonna be able to see like winning football, winning quarterback play. I'm excited because this is where he gets cemented. This is where you truly become a fan. When you're with Connor's like 12. Connor, yeah, I think he's like 12 or 13, something like that. But new fans like uh what's Gary's daughter's name? Decker. Let her see some winning football so that way she keeps this close to the heart. And then now we got the next generation of fans that will start talking and sounding like Yankee fans because all they know is success. And the three Super Bowl trophies that Aaron Rodgers is gonna bring us. And then hopefully we start drafting well and all the quarterbacks that continue that when I'm old, I'm already tired. Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl again. I can't go this year. I have to like start making plans. Like let somebody else have my ticket. I'll sit at home and watch because I'm too used to the success. That is what we're manifesting as Jet fans. And we all need to come together and make that happen.
Trey, from your lips to God's ears. I like it. See you in London. Also see you on Long Island for our meetup on June 20th. Details about that are in the Discord. Got a big surprise with that hopefully coming through too. No, it's not Aaron Rodgers. Gary is up next. His daughter was just mentioned. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary. Hello, Gary. Where's Decker? We want the real star of the family.
You want me to get her? I can get her.
Your Q score goes up every time she's on.
Let me just make my point. You can respond to my point. And she made me play it back. She wanted to see herself. I put it on the TV. She felt like a superstar.
I love it. She is a superstar.
She is. She's a star of this family.
How long is your wife out of town for? You're watching 3 kids? Your wife trust you with 3 kids?
Well, we have like 2 nanny type people who come for most of the day. So, but the one is in Europe with her mom. I was supposed to come today. So I got one Tuesday and Wednesday, but we have 2 ladies that help with the kids when she's out of town.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. No, I can't. I can't be watching kids all by myself. I'm certainly not capable of that. I call it babysitting. My wife's like, when they're your kids, it's not called babysitting. It's called parenting.
That's so funny.
I had a point. Lazard, is it possible? And I'm just asking a question. That like when Rodgers went down last year, that he mentally checked out, and that he'll actually be way better this year.
Yes. I mean, we've said that. Of course, that's possible. I mean, he did check out. There's plays where he's not hustling, he's not running routes. We showed that on the film review last week.
If that's the case, I mean, that's not a great sign. But assuming Rodgers stays healthy, that fixes that problem. Do you think he can be? Because I'm looking at him as a guy that's just going to be on the roster because as a wasted spot, but who may not even dress most games. But do you think he can be productive the way that he was productive in Green Bay again?
I would bet against him being that, but I wouldn't bet against him being better than he was last year.
He couldn't be worse than he was last. He was as bad at his position as Zach Wilson was at his. Like he was that bad last year. It was painful to watch him. It was really painful to watch him. You want to go grab Decker real quick?
Yes. Before you do that, though, Big Fella wants to know and says, Gary, hope you made it out well with the storms yesterday.
I'm fine. Like, it's just weird. Like, where I live never really gets hit that bad. Like, we had rain and stuff, but there was no flooding. There was no hail damage. You didn't own a house, though, right? You lived in an apartment, so you didn't have to worry about hail damage when you lived in Houston?
Yeah, I had an apartment in Houston, correct.
Okay. Yeah, but, like, everywhere around my neighborhood, like, everywhere around my block will get hail damage, and there'll be roofers all over the place. So, like, my little block, we're good always. I don't know if it's just I don't know. But no, I'm good. But thank you. Thank you, big fella.
All right, we need Decker now.
I'll go grab it real quick.
All right. For those who missed the early stream, Gary's daughter is a huge star. She's awesome. She 7 or 9? I forget the age. While we wait for Gary, let's bring on a guy who was mentioned earlier by our caller that was out in Ireland. Ladies and gentlemen, B-Mac is on the line. What's up, B-Mac?
Oh, somebody shouted me out today.
Yeah, you got a big shout out. You got a lot of love. Go back and watch the show.
Okay, all right. Oh, I can't wait. Well, shout out to you too from Ireland. I actually want to go there. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful place. You know what I mean? So I gotta get out. I think about going to London. You know what I mean? I haven't been out country before, so I'd love to go. But yeah, I just want to say that. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's Ireland would love you, B-Mac.
Oh yeah. You know what I mean? I'm a shout out to my Irish people. But yeah, I do want to say that people come after you, right? Because for you like defending Aaron Rodgers so much, and I've been looking online saying that Jake, stop being Aaron Rodgers truther. The dude hasn't taken a single snap yet. You know what I mean? But these are the same people that defend Zach Wilson, who's been the worst one of the worst quarterbacks. And like Zach Wilson's career touchdown to interception ratio is 23 and 25. You know what I mean? So I don't really
It's
get
terrible.
that far.
Yes.
No. I rather chill for a guy who has 4 MVPs and been historically one of the best quarterbacks in the league than a bust who hasn't proven anything, hasn't played a full season, and that has 25 career interceptions, 25. You know what I mean? And then the one thing I do want to say is that people keep bringing up this Hackett stuff. Like, are you concerned about Hackett? Like, do you trust Rodgers with Hackett? Do you really are you concerned about this about the Hackett and Rodgers duel?
I'm not B-Mac because I just think if Aaron's on board with it, then we got to trust Aaron, as he said. I mean, this is Adam Gase with Peyton Manning. That's how I view it. Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring on our special guest, we have a very generous opportunity for 5 Asmaniac listeners. A free membership for the month gifted by our guy, Jets Johnny, who called in earlier and revealed that one of his cat's names is Aaron Rodgers, which is as good of a name as you're going to find. If you hear your name called, you are an Asmaniac. Xavier Bradley, Murdog, Robert Sanchez, Jeremy, and Vinny C., courtesy of Jets Johnny. All right. Now that we were able to announce our new channel members, let's bring on our newest star. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary's daughter, Decker. Hello, Decker. Hi, Decker.
Hi.
Did you enjoy your first appearance on the show this morning?
Yes, I did.
I think you're a big star now. All my listeners are big fans of yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you?
They liked me much more than him.
Yeah. Well, that's not hard to do, to be fair, but you're right.
I want to go to the game in London.
Oh, Gary, are you going to take Decker to London?
I'm for it. You got to talk to the missus. I'll go. We got to convince mommy that it's a good idea.
Decker, who's easier to convince of things, your dad or your mom?
Well, what did he ask you?
Who's easier to convince to say?
Yeah, easier.
How old is Decker again?
9.
9. That's right. And she's the oldest. We learned earlier. She's a twin, but she's older than her twin brother by 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to hear a cool story about her? She's a cheerleader, right? And she cheered for DeMarcus Ware Jr., DeMarcus Ware's kid.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Decker?
Yeah.
What are you having for dinner tonight? Chicken and pasta?
No chicken and pasta.
I'll tell them what you said to Nan earlier.
What did I say? No, not
Fish
earlier.
and cheese.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're talking about fish and cheese don't go together. Can we all agree on that? Fish and cheese don't go together?
I don't know if I have. I don't know if I have enough energy to argue if that's even true or not. I want to talk to Decker.
Decker doesn't like fish and cheese either.
Well, whatever Decker likes, we like.
Fish and cheese is like pasta and chicken. I say it's completely different as pasta and chicken actually taste good.
Yeah, exactly, Decker.
He may have had pasta and chicken. the nanny that we have took her out to an Italian restaurant. I wasn't there, so I can neither confirm nor deny this, but she went to an Italian restaurant and claimed she had chicken and pasta. I don't know if this is true or not. I have no reason not to believe it's true, though.
Hey, Decker.
Yes.
Decker, how do you feel about McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's?
Or pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah, but hold on. You can't just say or pizza. We're talking about the worst kind of pizza ever from a gas station. So would you rather
She's
have
never had gas station pizza. I'll
Right.
promise you that.
Right, but so that's what I'm saying.
I've never fed her food from a gas station. I know that for sure.
Decker, do you like any items from McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King?
No.
No? Or is Gary just telling you to say that? Your dad. All right, Decker. You called in earlier and you wanted to see your dad's head spin. Do you want to see that again, or do you want the chicken song?
Chicken song, please.
Chicken song? Okay, coming right up.
Chicken doesn't go with pasta. Don't you know it's disgusting? Chicken can't go with pasta. Why? Because of the texture. Instead, go get yourself pizza at the closest Shell gas station, because chicken don't go with pasta. I just discovered dogs are pets.
It's a great song. Now, your dad did say, Decker, the other day that he never realized that dogs are great pets. Aren't you glad that he learned, so you have Canobly now?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
What kind of animal do you want next?
A snake.
She wants a pet snake.
Really? We have a listener in Australia named Craig who could help you with that.
We have a listener who has a snake in Australia.
His name is Jake.
Hi, Jake. Give me a pet snake.
I'll put you in touch with Craig in Australia. He will send you guys a snake, I'm sure.
Okay.
You good, baby?
Aw.
Yeah.
You want to see your dad's head spin too?
Yeah.
Okay, stand by. Here we go. Great job, Decker. You're a star.
Did somebody say Brock Bowers?
What a job by Decker there. Tremendous. We are raising the female demographic one caller at a time, folks. We're going from 4% to 5 to 6 to 7, 8, 9, 10. The sky's the limit with the female demographic. Untapped potential. Also, what, Gary, what's your dog's name? I think I called it Canobly, but it's not Canobly. Or is it Canobly? I have Canoble on my mind. It wasn't cannoli. I think it was cannoli, right? Yeah, it was cannoli. I called it canoble. I had canoble on my mind because of Lane. I think it's cannoli. Yes. Canoble. Gone, but definitely not forgotten. There's your proof, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, another animal call. Purple Belt Mike has called back in. Mike?
Jake, this is actually Maui, Purple Belt Mike's dog. I got one question for you. I have a Jets collar, and I'm not sure when to put it on. Mommy likes me to have my summer collar now, but when can I put on the Jets collar? Because I love my Jets.
Put on the collar at all times. You always got to rep the Jets, Maui.
All right, I'm gonna tell Mommy.
All right, thanks, Maui.
Bye.
Have a good day. There you go. Call from a dog. This show, man. Unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, Jets Johnny back for more. 5 more memberships have indeed been gifted.
Show me the money.
Show me the money! Money.
There you go. Jeremy, you're a member. Legacy Green, you're a member. Tony Alvarado, you're a member. 99 Jet, you're a member. Another Jeremy, you're a member. So Jeremy Ovali and then just Jeremy with no name. You are the 2 Jeremys who are channel members. We've gained 11 in this show. By my math, that means we are still like 91 away from a new emoji. So we got ways to go, but we got plenty of time. Month just started. JT up next. What's up, JT?
Hey, Jake. How you doing today, man?
What's up, man? You're not a first-time caller, are you?
Second, I called when I was on a service call. I had like an hour and a half drive back home, so I decided to call in and see if I get picked. And I got called, like I got picked as I was pulling into the driveway. So, but yeah, I'm the one that's going to San Fran with my dad week 1.
I love that. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You did tell us that.
Dude, now, okay, so I had a little debate with him because, you know, we've been shit talking for like the last ever since the schedule came out. And one thing that I got into a little debate with, and I'm curious your point. I mean, I know you're a Jets fan, so you'll probably agree with me here, but our wide receiver core is better than San Fran's. Yes or no?
I mean, not if Ayuk is not holding out and is there.
I got you. Because this is how I look at it. I don't know. I mean, Mike Williams come out of ACL. I guess we can't really say anything about that, but I'd take Garrett over Ayuk. Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, but what about Debo? Who's the Jets' Debo?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say Mike Williams, but I mean, it's hard right now, I guess, with the Mike Williams injury, and you don't really know how he's gonna come off that. But I don't know. I would take Mike Williams over Debo, personally.
I
And
wouldn't.
we got ourselves a little Malachi. Yeah, I guess. And we got ourselves Malachi.
You
Crowell.
guess.
I don't know.
Debo Samuel's one of the best receivers in the league.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about one of the best. I think he's a great gadget guy.
I mean, let's look at some stats for Debo Samuel here to remind you. He's pretty unbelievable. I mean, last year he had 60 catches, 892 yards, 7 touchdowns. Year before that, 56 catches, 632 yards, 2 touchdowns. And now I'd have to look at his rushing totals too, because just like Breece, he's dynamic as a runner and a receiver. It's just reverse. Like last year, Debo Samuel scored 3 additional touchdowns as a rusher, and he had another 200 almost rushing yards. He only played in 15 games last year. He missed 2. Year before that, he only played in 7. But so let's go back to his last full year in 2021. 1,400 yards receiving, 77 receptions, 6 touchdowns. And then as a runner, he went out there that season, 365 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns. Like when the guy plays, he's a top 10 weapon in the league.
Fair enough. I just needed someone to pipe me down a little bit because I think I was getting a little too crazy over here.
I mean, the Jets can win though, just because they don't have as good of a receiver room as the Niners. Like they might have a better quarterback, Rodgers versus Purdy. They might have. A better
I agree
defense,
with you there. I agree with you there. No, I definitely agree with you. I definitely think we could win week 1. And I think we will. It'll be a very close game, regardless, no matter who wins. I think it's going to be 1 possession. Maybe a team wins by 10 because of a late score. But I think it's going to be a really close game. And I don't know. I had this debate going with my dad, and I got my friend involved, and I just had to get more opinions on this.
Why don't you argue about something like Rodgers better than Purdy or something?
Because there was no argument on that. When I was comparing the rosters, there was no argument on that.
What do you mean? I would take Rodgers over Purdy.
Well, no, I said that, but it wasn't. There was no rebuttal from the other side.
Okay, I got you.
Like there was no one saying that Purdy's better than Rodgers, so I didn't even bring that into debate. But I did bring that up.
I hope by the end of week 1, Garrett Wilson goes off, Mike Williams goes off, Corley makes a bunch of great plays, and we could say, yeah, our receivers are better than the Niners. How does that sound?
Absolutely. 27-13 Jets.
From your lips to God's ears, Jay. Sign me up for that. The Niners also have Kittle, too, who's not a receiver. So if we're doing weapons, the Niners win. But that doesn't mean the Jets don't have a better defense or special teams. That matters, too. The Niners are better. Look, right now, the Niners are a favorite over the Jets. They are a better team. The Jets have to prove it. That doesn't mean the Jets can't win, though. The Jets just beat the Bills on opening night last year when they lost Rodgers in the 4th play with Zach Wilson. Colton says, did you guys see Rodgers and Mercedes Lewis sitting next to Trump at UFC 302? Colton, have you been living under a rock? I don't think there's anyone on the planet, certainly a Jet fan, that missed the fact that Aaron Rodgers not only was at UFC 302, but he was sitting, and he wasn't next to Trump. He was behind Trump to the right. How do I know that? Because I saw it. I also met Aaron after the event. So, yes, I think everyone who at least watches this channel is well aware, my man, that Rodgers was, in fact, at UFC 302 on Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a guy who perhaps works harder than most. Or does he?
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Mr. Boatsy.
Jake, my brother. Jake, my brother. What's up, buddy?
Did you see the Instagram reel TikTok I put in the Discord for you earlier?
I did.
And you know what? Listen, I will defend that man till death. You nailed it. He gets me excited multiple times a day. So I just even his bald, beautiful head. I just love that guy. He's him and Bobby. Bobby, my guy.
Bobby Midnight.
If Bobby, if you're struggling to get the show started on StreamYard and PayPal would be quicker, let me know. I got PayPal. That's what I use. So I could PayPal you $20 easy. So
yeah, the Bobby Midnight show is continuing no matter what.
hell yeah. Dio, did you see the Instagram thing that Garrett Wilson was messing around with Corley when he was looking at Corley's pad of notes?
Yeah, his handwriting.
That shit was funny. It looked like my girlfriend's back in like 6th grade.
No, Garrett nailed it. He's like, it looks like my elementary school crush or whatever he said. Like, it's so true.
So funny. And Gary, when Decker first called up, right? I was like, man, Gary must be a super dad. This girl is in fuego. She was awesome. And then Gary's like, no, man, I can't take care of kids. He just threw himself right under the bus. Like, I was giving him some credit. I was hyping. I was at work like, Joe, you got to see Gary's daughter. She's cool. She's a cool girl. So
yeah, we got to be Gary's wife. That's really the key here. We got to find out how one could procreate with Gary 3 times, and then 2, or I guess it was only twice if they have twins. I don't know how that works. I think it's just twice. And then 2, how she's able to deal with Gary and still seemingly parent 3 great children.
Seriously, we got to meet. A lot of the wives have to call in. I've been trying to get my girl to call in and tell some stories because she's got some good ones of me just, combined with pictures of me in front of the TV, like especially back in like when we were in the playoffs and stuff. I used to change she knows when she books a vacation or she's looking at something, she has to check the Jets schedule. She isn't like going to do nothing. Some of these guys, they call in, they're like, yeah, I was listening to the game. I'm going to catch the end of it. I had to go food shopping with my wife. It's like, yo, man, come on, bro. If you ain't watching every second of the game, what are we doing here? You're not as hardcore as I thought you were.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel too. I mean, like, there's only 17 of these days a year. Like, there's nothing that's stopping me from watching a Jet game. And this was before I had a show where I make most of my living talking about the Jets. Like, no, like that's always how it is.
If you can't watch it because you're not in New York and you're having problems there, I get it. But this ain't the Yankees or the Mets where it's like you could, you're 162 games. I'm not watching all of them. You're not watching every game. You're peeking at the score, but you don't have to catch every, like a football game. Like I revolve my whole life around these games. So
that's how I am for playoffs with the other sports, but football, it's every game. Like I'm not missing a Yankee playoff game, Islanders, Knicks, etc. But football, it's like every game is basically the feel of a playoff game. There's only 17 of them. It's like you lose one football game, it'd be like a baseball team losing 10 in a row.
It's crazy. No, it's so true. They have so much more. They hold so much more weight. My kids say to me, like, during the Knicks season this year, when we were on like a win streak, we won 50 games. I'm watching the games, and my son was like, Dad, you don't scream as much as you do during the Jets. And I'm like, well, the games matter a little more when I'm watching the Jets games. So I get a little more agitated when shit goes wrong. So.
See, Mercy Fate agrees with us. I ended a relationship many years ago because she didn't agree that the world stops when the Jets play.
That's why we got shout out to our 5% our baddies, because if one of us is lucky enough to wipe them up, they're going to be all in. You know what I mean?
David writes in, Jake, watching a game is your job. A man's got to do what a man's got to do. That's spoken like a real simp, David. I'm just kidding. The Jets are a priority, man. That's just how it's got to be.
And you know what? I'll say you do have to let the girl know from the beginning. You can't start off getting into a relationship and not letting it be known how serious you take the team. Because then, like, when she finds out, like, that you're neurotic and crazy over a sports team, she's going to act differently. Like, my girl knew from when she jumped in, like, it was on. I mean, I had a Jets wedding cake. So, we were for real.
I love it. That's amazing. Now, how did you meet your wife? I don't know if you've ever told that story.
I mean, she was in a different high school than me. We've been together since I was like 21. Well, I was 22. She was 21.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I got into, I went to Maryland for about 6 months, and then this job opening came available, and I had to make a very big life decision: whether I stay in college or come get this job. And good thing I took this place, because it's been the best thing that ever happened to me. I've been here for 17 years, so
That's amazing. What a story, Bonesy. I love it.
yeah, but no, I've been with my girl since 22. She was 21, so we've been together. We've been married 11 years, but I took it seriously. I wanted to live with my girl for a little while before we took the next step. I needed her to cut her arm so I can make sure it bleeds green and white. we had a couple steps to hurdle before I committed. So
I love it. So if Maryland is on, right, or the Jets ever have a player from Maryland, are you like, oh yeah, I was a Terp for 6 months, or are you just okay?
Yeah, I do. I remember I was a really big Vernon Davis fan back in the day, because he was just taking over at Maryland, and he came in like while I was in college. So I do, but I still, like, for basketball, I'm St. John's. So, and for football, I have a lot of different buddies who take it more seriously. I'm like so into the Jets that I don't bleed a color for college. So I can't fully commit to the college like I could the NFL,
That makes total sense. Well done, Bonesy. This was one of your better calls. We learned a lot about you.
Hey, listen, I'm here. You guys know where I am, especially Bobby. He hasn't called me today. Well, actually, he did. He called me while I was live. So the streak continues, Bobby. I love you, buddy.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Mr. Bonesy, a phenomenal shoe salesman leading Alden's off Madison Ave. I was actually on Madison Ave the other day. I passed by Alden's, but Bonesy wasn't working, so I didn't stop in. In fact, they were closed already. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your comments, questions, super chats. Pittsburgh Mike says, Jake, you should have the Oilers girl on for an interview. See, the problem with that, Pittsburgh Mike, is for the Oilers girl to truly showcase her talents, that would not have to go on YouTube. That would have to probably go on a different website, ones of which are not family oriented. I appreciate the suggestion. Tom writes in, Fridays for the girlfriend, Saturdays for the wives, Sunday is for the Jets. Tom, if true, tough to argue with that take. Tough to argue with that one. But now with the NFL, I mean, some Thursdays are for the Jets. Some Saturdays could be for the Jets. Sundays could be for the Jets. Mondays will be for the Jets week 1 this year and last year. So that's just how it goes. You want to be a good team, you play outside of the 1 p.m. Eastern window on Sundays. That's the price you pay if you want to have Aaron Rodgers, if you want to be a Super Bowl contender. That's the price. Carly says, Jake not knowing how sex and reproduction works. That's not true. I get all my information from Boy Green. All right? Like this.
So we're going to get into all of it here. Again, my name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. We come 2 hours after every final whistle here for the post-game show. And I'm going to be honest. The only good thing that happened to me late tonight, early this morning, was making sweet, passionate love to my fiance, which I did after the article was written and that kind of stuff. That's the only good thing that happened. Not great. Terrible.
Not great. Terrible. Well, Boy Green announced he's having another kid, so it couldn't have been that bad. Maybe it was that night. I don't know. I guess that wouldn't really make sense. Maybe I don't understand reproduction, Carly. Maybe you're right. Because that was the Charger game on Monday Night Football back in either late October or November. I think it was last week of October. I don't know. Tony writes in, who is your favorite Jets backup player this year? Can't believe I'm actually excited about our backups this year. Roster is stacked. I mean, does Will McDonald count? Because he's technically a backup. He's going to play a lot, though, obviously. I mean, look, I think they have some decent depth. I mean, who's my favorite? Olu Fashanu, because I don't think he's going to be a backup for that long. He's going to have to play at some point. Tyron Smith's not playing 17 games. I hope he plays as many as he played last year, which was, I think it was 12 or 13. I think it was 13. You'd sign for that now. So I'm looking at Fashanu. I mean, he's going to play. He's technically a backup. He won't be for this entire year. If he is, great. Snowball says, Jake tried to get Gary V on the show. The request is in. And I met Gary courtside before the Knicks playoff game against the Sixers one of the nights. The request is in. If you want Gary V on the show, the best way to let him know is to tweet him or tag him on Instagram. Come on at Jake Asman Show, because he checks his mentions, and then he'll actually see the power of the show because his PR people said they were going to check his schedule and see if he'll do it. There's not a bigger platform to talk Jets and for him to promote his new book than this show. So I'd love to get him on. It's in his hands. But you guys can help if you want him on too. Ladies and gentlemen, another first-time caller is on the line. Gomez joins us now. Hello, Gomez.
Hello.
Hi, Gomez.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Having a nice day there, Gomez?
Yeah. I love the Jets. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Who's your favorite player, Gomez?
Sauce Gardner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you like about Sauce?
He's king. He's my hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the time, Gomez.
No problem.
Who's your owner, Gomez?
The IRS.
All right. Thank you for the time. The dog calls are amazing today. That's great. That was very good. Hit the like button if you like dogs. The show's been off the charts. We've already been 2 hours and 5 minutes. I can't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is Jay Quest. Hello, Jay Quest. You see that last call with Gomez?
I did, actually. That was actually my daughter.
I know who it was.
Okay. She's not with me right now. I told her I promised her Melina Martinez tickets on Wednesday if she called in.
That was great. I love the IRS line was tremendous.
That's classic, yeah. No, back to what Bonesy was saying, right? About like when you meet women and the whole Jets thing. Like when I met my wife, my second wife, actually, I told her, listen, blackout dates when the Jets are on Sunday, if they're on at 1 o'clock between like 12:30 and 4:30, don't bother me. I had to sign a contract and everything. It was a little ridiculous on my part, but she signed it and we're married, so it's all good.
You've been married for how long?
With her, 6 years. We were together 10 years.
That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah. What did my daughter say? I was a father now, right?
No, she didn't out you. I've seen you post the dog before though, so I knew who it was.
Oh, okay. That's cool. What else I got? What were we talking about? Great first time calls today, all right? Awesome.
Oh, the energy's been great.
Absolutely. Who do you got tonight? I'm not Bobby. Never mind. I'll talk to you later.
Wait, before you go, I have a message for you.
Hey,
What's up?
Congrats on the sex.
Jay Quest? Jay Quest. And he's gone. I don't know if you heard Aaron's message. Anyway. Comments, questions, super chats, continue to cut the line. Any other animal calls? They say a dog is a man's best friend. They say our next caller is a man's worst enemy.
Warning, warning, Allen alert. Shit's about to get ugly, folks. Warning, Allen alert. Hide the children.
Hello,
Touche, touche. Couple of comments. First of all, I love Decker's voice. She is a superstar just like her dad. Off topic, I got to give you credit. Your take on Caitlin Clark getting beat up in the WNBA was fantastic. That's just absolutely disgusting.
You would have liked my Saturday show. I did not plan on talking about Caitlin Clark, but I was watching the game. I led the show with it, thinking I'd do a segment or two on it. If I wanted to, I could have done 4 straight hours. I have never in my radio career, I've been doing this a long time already, I've had that many people on hold calling in to talk about that. Sirius gives you 15 people maximum when you're allowed on hold. I had 15 the entire 4 hours if I wanted it. It was crazy.
There's nothing worse than jealousy, and that's completely what's going on in that league. So they have to realize she brought viewers to that league, and now they want to take her out physically, which is comical.
Right. But there's a difference, and this happens in sports, right? Where the new player that highly regarded has to prove themselves legally. She shouldn't be getting cheap shotted, and it's a joke the officials didn't step in and throw that player 1 out of the game and 2 immediately call a flagrant. Like that to me is the problem. The WNBA, just like the NFL protects its franchise quarterbacks, it's the same thing with Caitlin Clark. You got to protect the golden goose.
My Jet Tom, I know you took me to task because I told you that my wife is not a fan of the Jets and she watches Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. My wife is not a big football fan, and I tried to watch games with her this year, and she watched them, and she's like, "How could anybody root for this shitty team?" So as much as my wife and I have our interesting relationship, I try to get into football, but watching Zach Wilson time and time again was really difficult.
Yeah, well, that's why hopefully Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor could play 17 games together, and this team could be good this year because they have, as they've proven, a very good roster.
And one final comment, what JT said, you cannot compare the skilled position players between the Niners and the Jets right now. You just can't. It's not even close. I love Breece Hall. I take the Christian McCaffrey. You definitely love the tight end better in San Francisco, and I like the receivers better in San Francisco. So it's not really that close.
No, but that doesn't mean they can't win week 1. That was my point to him.
They could, but yeah, really difficult. But always a pleasure, man.
Alan, actually not a bad call out of you. I take back you being man's worst enemy, at least for today. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats. Mike D's nuts in the house. First day at the new job. Tried to have the show going on in the backdrop as much as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's nuts is now employed once again. Let's go, baby. Congrats, Mike. All right, more calls right now. G-Man the Prophet. Maybe a first-time caller. G-Man.
Hey, Jake. Hey.
G-Man, internet, brutal. Try it another day or get on better Wi-Fi or cell service. Unreal. Let's see. Hit the like button. Last chance to get in. I didn't even realize how long the show's been already. 2 hours and 10 minutes. Let me set the agenda for tomorrow. Robert Saleh speaks at 10:40. Plan to go live right after tomorrow morning. Then Robbie Sabo in the afternoon after practice for his observations from that day. That's the plan. So we got a lot cooking. Connor writes in, Jake, how has your day been? Good, Connor. How was school today? Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us for the first time since her pasta class occurred on Saturday is Carly. Hello, Carly.
Wow, this is the first time I didn't have to wait for like hours to get on.
Well, I was about to end the show.
I was saving the best for last.
Ah.
The show was so long. I went and I got my nails done.
How about you show some respect for the show and you mute your phone?
It's not my phone, it's my computer.
Well, same thing, but anyway.
Well, if I mute it, then I can't hear you.
Well, go on. How was the pasta class?
It was so fun. We had a great time.
Hold on. Stay right there. Stay right there. D's nuts alert.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's nuts for another gifted membership.
Carly, would you like to do the honors and read off the list of names that got channel memberships?
Where do I see it?
Do you have the YouTube chat up?
I'm on StreamYard.
Well, go back to YouTube, open up the chat. We need the list of names.
Oh gosh, hold on.
You don't have to do it.
No, I can't even get to it.
You'd be the first female caller to ever read the list of names for channel members.
I'm trying to get there.
And I know you're a big fan of Mike D's Nuts as well.
Okay, I got it.
Yep.
Hold on.
I think he gifted you your membership, if I remember correctly.
I believe so. Thanks, Mike D's Nuts. And congrats on the new job. Carlos Piscoya, Dan Rather, Ed Betancourt, Sweet Baby Jesus, James at Cats, Dante 29, a nerd, Marshall Smith, Elmo's World, Rabid Jawa, Nate Bonenfant. I believe that's everybody. You are responsible to thank Mike D's Nuts for your channel membership and pay it forward. Buy somebody else a channel membership now that you're.
Hey, there we go. How does it feel to be a pioneer of this channel?
I'm doing good promotional work for you here.
Well, you're the first female caller to ever read the names. That's big.
It's an honor.
Did we get the pasta review, by the way?
It was very good. If you're in New York, I don't want to like give a free ad out, but I'll tell you where it was. Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
It was at Aunt Jake's on the Upper East Side. It was $65 or $60. This was a birthday present from one of my friends to me. My birthday was 3 months ago. Anyway,
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you so much. It was pasta making class. So we made the dough and then we made a bunch of different shapes. I think like 4 or 5 different shapes. And then after that, you get to sit and have a 3-course meal, which alone is worth $60 or $65. It was delicious. So I would highly recommend it, but it books out like 2 months in advance, I think. So if any of you guys want to take your wives or something, think ahead, but that would be a really nice gift, I would say.
That's excellent. That's actually very cool. All right. Now, we have some other things we need to update as well. An update on Bobby Midnight trying to find you a man as he will play matchmaking.
Oh, you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rodgers met. I'm more than just a hat on Bobby. Hi, Carly.
Oh my God. Hey, Bobby. I didn't know you were here.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm going to go take my daughter out to dinner with her boyfriend later on after the show.
Where are you guys going out to dinner? What kind of food?
She likes chili, so I'm going to take her out to Chili's tonight.
Triple dip. Have
Yeah,
you had the triple dip, Carly?
No, I don't think I've ever. No.
So
are you about to say you've never been to Chili's? Hold on, Bobby.
I don't think I've ever been to Chili's.
Have you? You've never been to Chili's?
I cannot remember a time where I would have been there. No.
What about Applebee's?
I've been to Applebee's probably not in like 15 years, but
okay.
Yeah, my daughter loves Applebee's too. So somebody in chat likes you very much.
Wait, what?
Somebody in the chat likes you very, very much.
Oh, who is it? Anyone good?
E-Mac.
Oh, I did. I thought B-Mac had me blocked for a while, but then I found him.
No,
he loves
you. No, he said he loves you. He said in the chat he loves you.
It's an honor.
What?
It's an honor.
Yes. Is B-Mac back there? B-Mac, call on the show if you still there. Say hi.
B-Mac's not back there.
Well, he could call in. Still, maybe. He likes the Law and Order stuff, too. He likes to watch the Chicago PD stuff. Hey, guess what? I was watching Top Chef before. Guess what singer was on there? The one that you don't like anymore. The one that
Darius Rucker?
Yeah, he was in South Carolina doing some twang music. So, yep. He was
I'm anti-Darius Rucker now, Bobby, you know.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking of you when I saw him today. I looked back on the Top Chef for like cooking shows. So he really likes you. Are you into B-Mac then?
I don't know, maybe.
I think he's your age too.
I see the fit, Bobby. I see what you're doing. I think this is a good first attempt.
Well, do you read the chat? I was reading the chat. Oh, Carly, I love you.
That's right.
Again,
well, Bobby, we have some good news. You ready for this? Joining us right now is, in fact, B-Mac. Hello, B-Mac.
B-Mac,
hey,
look
Carly.
who I got.
Hey,
hello.
Bobby. Carly, I really like you. You're really pretty and really cute and beautiful. And I just want to ask you, are you single? Because if you're not, I'm your man right here.
Yeah, let's go, B-Mac.
Excuse me. If you are single, I'm your man right here. You know what I mean? So.
I tried.
There's not my green on there.
Yeah, he likes you very much, Carly. I told you he likes you.
That's right. Bobby, excellent job out of you. We'll see if we can make this happen.
Bobby.
Yeah, let's go. I'll get off so you guys can talk to you.
So that yes or no?
Oh, hold on. Here's what we need to do. Carly, I'm going to let you guys have your first date right now. All right.
So, so how old are you?
I'm 28.
28?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm 2 years older than you. I'm 30.
The big 3-0.
Yeah. The big 3-0. So we are 2 years apart. So not bad, right?
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that bad of a guy. You know what I mean? I'm a lovely man. I work. I drive. I got a car. I got my own apartment. You live in New York?
I do live in New York. Where do you live?
Oh well, I live in Massachusetts, so we're not that. Yeah, Massachusetts.
You live in the same place as me.
Where in New York?
In Manhattan and on Long Island.
Okay, so we're not that far apart. Like 3 hours or something like that. Bang! So, all right. Yeah. I do you drive?
I do drive.
Oh well, me too. So it seems like we got a lot of deans and
match made in heaven.
Yeah, we got a lot of.
Well, B-Mac, it sounds like there's a lot of potential here. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah. But no. If you do got a boyfriend, then we can be friends. But
no boyfriend, B-Mac. She's very single. She'll tell you how single she is every single day. So don't worry about that.
That's so dramatic. It's not an everyday.
No. It's up to you. Think about it. I'm not gonna push you and force you to anything that you don't want to do. I'm not that kind of guy. My mom raised me. Or raised me better than that. She raised me to respect women. All that. So I'm not no pig. So, but to think about it. But hey, if you do, in a private chat, give me your number. I give you mine.
Yeah.
So
I love it, B-Mac. Well done. There we go. What'd you think, Carly? Great first date, huh?
Oh, that was great. Up there for best first dates I've been on.
Yeah. No, you could just feel the chemistry. I know. It was oozing off the screen.
Yeah. Don't worry. Everybody in the chat, you'll be invited to the wedding. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. I heard Fireman Ed's going to officiate it.
Yeah, he is actually.
Hennessy says heard B-Mac plays for the Hornets. Well played. All right, hold on. Actually, before you go, would you like to read another 10 names?
Sure. Hold on.
Jets Johnny making it rain, baby. Yeah. This is great. All right, Carly. When you have you got to scroll up on the chat.
Wait, I still only see the ones from Mike D. Oh, it's refreshing. I don't know. I think my thing is slow. 1 second.
All right.
Alan talking shit about me again.
Gator claims this is not your real voice. Would you like to respond to that?
You know me in real life, so you could vouch for me. This is my.
I've never met you. I have no idea what you're talking
about. So rude. I can't find this. Was it above Hennessy Heisman's super chat?
No. Oh yes, actually correct.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
It was at 5:27 p.m. If that's helpful.
That's not helpful. Oh, this was a while ago. Hold on. I'm still.
Well, you're on your first date.
I know. I was busy. Johnny Boy has 20 cousins for me. Okay. Come up to the Bronx. I'm going to the Bronx on Thursday for the Yankee game and on Saturday, I think. I can't get to it. You can just read them.
Oh, very disappointing.
All
right. Hold on. Now I got to scroll up here.
Well, I can't help it.
A lot of scrolling going on.
Carly, come to Florida. I was in Florida twice last month. I'm taking a break.
I don't think I have it, Jets Johnny. There were too many comments on the BMAC first date. YouTube's not loading for me. Well, we might be out of luck here, but I really want to get the list of names because I appreciate. Hold on, we're gonna get it. It's loading. Stand by, people. Someone got memberships. Other than the distance, how else did you think it went with BMAC?
He passed with flying colors.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Hold on. I think we got some good news. I can't get his last 10. So Johnny just did another 10. Unreal. Johnny, my God, bro. I got your Patreon covered. Jets, Johnny, boom. Another 10, which means in honor of Carly and BMAC, let's do another Mike Breen double bang. All right. Do you have the list of names?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
All right,
Game
good.
Silence, Matthew Zucker, Solid Leo, Eastack Fishing, Duarte Lot. I'm really sorry if I butchered that. Salik Khan, Leonardo Smith, Daniel Nazario, Mark Papish, Seabass. Congratulations, you are all Asmaniacs. I hope I got everyone.
Well done.
Thank you.
I'm actually impressed. JR Jet says B-Mac living up to the Mac in his name, shooting his shot.
I know how to read.
What?
You're impressed that I know how to read?
Well, I was just impressed. You read the names and then you did the plug. You're an Asmaniac. I was professional. It was well done.
Coming soon to the Carly Fleischer show.
I've been hearing about this show for years. I'm starting to think it's not actually happening.
It might not happen.
Yep. What are your thoughts on B-Mac living up to the Mac in his name?
Oh yeah, totally.
All right.
Hawk said I'm mildly charming. That's so sweet.
Gator says it's not your real voice. It's an affection that annoying teenagers and rich people use to sound like they don't give a bleep.
Okay. The worst part is that this is my real voice, and I don't like my real voice because it sounds horrible. So I'm really sorry that you guys all have to listen to it. Gator, I wish it was fake, but it is.
Wow. Not. Yeah, Gator. Hope you feel bad now. Let's see. Okay. Anyone else have a membership? We'll let Carly stand for another minute here. She could read them. Let's see. David says, Carly, it's not reading. It's being able to give inflection and understanding when reading aloud.
I do my best for the Asmaniacs.
Okay. Roger wants to know.
You need more memberships so I could read more names.
Can we refer to you as CMAC?
No, you may not. Also spell my name correctly. It's right on the screen. Or is it on the screen?
Not right now, but now it's on the screen.
Never mind. Now it's on the screen right there. Who likes my new nail color? I just got them done.
They should be
I
good.
had to get rid of the green. Sorry. It's not Jet season yet though, so it's okay.
King Lowski says your voice is hella annoying.
I know. I'm really sorry.
Oh, I have the perfect guy for you. What do you think of Charles?
Oh, a man that can cook? Great.
Well, we know his mom can cook.
Well, he'll have the rest of it.
Charles could eat.
Okay.
Jetted out with a super chat. We're gonna wrap this here shortly. Can I get a double back? I got you. Oh, hey now. Soundboard's broken. Let's try this again. There we go. Thank you, Mike Breen. Some of these comments I cannot read on the air.
1 more minute to buy memberships. I have to go babysit.
Never mind.
Don't say anything.
Let's see. NY Jets superfan. Jake was embarrassed to read my member chat. Wow, what was your member chat? I'm not embarrassed of anything.
Who is my favorite caller? It's Bobby, obviously.
NY Jets superfan. I think Jake and Carly would make a beautiful couple. Ah!
Yeah, right.
I don't.
That's so mean.
I mean, come on now.
Wow, that was really rude.
I mean, you disappeared for a year. Where have you been?
You want to tell them why I disappeared?
No, I can't trust someone who's not loyal.
Yeah, okay.
Like being a Jet fan, it's all about loyalty. Otherwise, why would you be a Jet fan?
Right. Okay.
All right. I think we're done here. Carly, excellent job, though. You read the names well. We're glad you had a good first date with BMAC. And we'll see if Bobby can continue to matchmake for you because this went well.
Great. It was lovely. Great being here. Thanks, everyone, for the comments on my horrible voice. Sorry it bothers you all so much.
All right. Well, there's always next time.
Toodles.
Carly, check again. A first date to remember, folks. You won't find that anywhere else. At least I don't believe so. Maybe on Bobby's show you might, because he's live 24 hours a day, so literally anything might happen. All right, that's going to do it. Did not realize we were 2.5 hours in. God, we need the season to start. Thank God there's a practice tomorrow where the media could be at, so we'll get quotes from Salah and players. We got Sabo joining us, so we will be much more entrenched in the football talk tomorrow for obvious reasons. That's going to do it for me. Hit the like button on your way out of here. Shout out to all our new channel members. Shout out to BMAC and Carly for their wonderful first date. That's going to do it for me. I'll talk to you guys soon. JETS, 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 Jets. Let's get back to your calls right now. Let's go to Charles, who's up next on the Gustbuster hotline. What's up, Charles?
Hey, Jake. Look, I was pleasantly surprised. Well, let me rephrase that. Just Dwayne Brown is a bit.
The Russian Minister of Defense, Sergei Shoigu, and the General Chief of Staff, Vasily Gerasimov.
I'm sorry.
You have like some weird pain fetish.
I understand that, but
Sorry, I am.
Oh my.
Hypocrite's a bit much. And honestly, I don't.
Oh, what's the thing?
No, they don't need that.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
So what's up? Do you want me to give you those 10-year your phone number?
I'm sorry.
It's killing me. Just sorry, I'm just muttering randomly. But honestly, I don't.
How did?
Sorry, I am just.
Oh my. Oh my god. How did Gator do that? Just that. Oh my. I mean, what a ridiculous video. I mean, there's no words. There's no words. I thought that was legitimately Charles on the line there. But it's just hilarious. I mean, I don't know what to say. All right, back to the calls we go. Assuming this is a real call, let's go to Craig, who's up next on the Gustbuster hotline tonight. Craig, are you a real person or are you a robot?
Mate, I'm in Australia. Of course I'm real.
What's up, Craig?
Gator, is there anything you can't do? That's my question.
I mean, I was fooled there, man. Like that was unreal. I thought I was going to Charles, and it was just wild what just happened there.